Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike,
I am Jay.
and this is Little Deadpool.
Real talk time, kiddies.
Copyright strike. Boom. Disney's already got it.
Now we owe Ryan Reynolds money. That's not Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, we'll just buy into his cricket stock. He's everywhere now with cricket.
How is everyone's new year going? Ours is slightly shriveled and sort of to the left. It's not going well so far, but I hope yours is well. This is our first stream this year.
Surviving the giant. I can't say it within the first 2 minutes. The giant the giant tree that would be considered something down below the waistline of Sub-Zero has been hitting us hard. And if you can't crack that code, I don't know what to tell you, huh? I laid it out plain as day.
Yeah, the underworld's nether regions have really been pushing our duty in.
yeah, packing it in, boys. No, I mean, we've been trying to survive we've been hit with a ice storm. We just now recently, Mike was just telling me off stream that we're gonna have another round coming and squirting in our faces this weekend, so that's gonna be nice. I want to go for two, not one squirt, two.
Yeah, you made it sound so fun. I wish it felt like that. It doesn't feel like that. Not at all. Yeah, it sucks, man. Everything here sucks and everything's going poorly, but we're not here to put you in a bad mood. Everything's better now. We have power. You know what? It was just the first week. 2025 is getting all the crappy stuff out of the first week so it's like when you get all your homework done on Fridays, so you have the weekend to party. That's what we're doing.
Yep. And you know what? It makes it even better. I feel very patriotic right now because thank God that we're going to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about freaking time. Gulf of America.
I'm tired of things not being called America.
I swear it's the funniest thing ever, dude. It's almost like I know he's being for real, but it's almost like it's a troll. I can't say his name because I don't want to get struck off YouTube either. Because I don't know what they look for. But I'm saying it's like Voldemort. I swear to God, to some people, it's like Voldemort. Only whisper it, Harry. No, but anyway, it was like I know he's being for real, but it's almost like troll because he's like saying, he goes, do you know how powerful it would be if Canada became one nation with us? And then it was like, we're gonna name Gulf of America. And I was like, you know what? There was a video that said if America, and I don't know if it was a parody, it might have been, but it was like if America, Mexico, and Canada joined as one, it would be the international. It was something cum. It was called cum. Canada, U.S., Mexico, but I don't know. I just thought it was funny, and I was like,
kind of sounded pretty good.
It's got to be a troll. And then he was like, no, he's being legitimate. I was like, all right, well, whatever. I was like, I guess we'll see what happens.
Bro, we just told Greenland that, like, no, we need it. We need that.
Give it to
Kevin,
me.
You're fired. Yeah, it's a wild world we live in, dude. Speaking of which, we watched Raw last night. Monday Night Raw. Oh, no, I didn't watch it last night. I watched the replay today, and I'm glad I watched it. You know, I've been preaching that WWE is about to blow up after they go to Netflix, and that this is going to be huge. And I've been saying it over again. Jay and I almost did a live stream last night commentating the thing. And then we decided why everyone's going to be watching it. No one's going to come here and watch us. Yeah. But can I be honest with you?
Be honest.
I thought I was pretty disappointed.
I didn't, here's the thing. I hadn't watched a wrestling show in like full on, like 3 hour or 2 hours, whatever, since like the Nitro days. It had been years since I actually sat down and watched it. And, lots have changed. I felt like an old man sitting out there. He's like, goddamn kids walking on my cut grass. I just didn't like what I saw, really. I mean, I did like that. And again, I don't know any of the wrestlers. Like, I know their names, but I really haven't watched them, so I don't know. But that Drew McIntyre guy, I liked him pretty well. I've
always liked him.
Presence about him. And his body kind of reminded me of like Scott Hall. Like, I don't know. He just had that kind of vibe about him a little bit. I did like him. But all the matches though that I watched, I gotta be honest, they were flat. I didn't think there was anything exciting, and maybe that's because I was looking for like a cruiserweight stuff. Like I used to love watching like Chris Jericho, Psychosis, Ultimo Dragon, Guerrero, all those guys. Even Benoit before he went psycho. But I'm saying like I I wanted to see some more technical side to it, and it just felt like they were like gassed really quick, and they were like doing some moves that were kind of even the Roman Reigns fight they started with. I know everybody's like, well, that was the highlight match, and they started off with a bang, which I understand that people did probably enjoy that match, but I never liked Roman Reigns. I never did like him. I just don't like his character. I don't like the personality of it, and also that match to me, it was just a very boring match. I don't know. It was just boring. But it seems like and also when the fuck did they start changing the mat and it's just advertised city everywhere on that mat? It's like they're like an up and starter company that they need like advertisers just to show, oh, we're getting paid. I don't know. I missed the old school mat.
That was not I didn't even notice it on the mat. But the one thing that I really came away with, dude, is that whole thing felt so greedy to me. Like, I mean, it's on Netflix. First off, they have commercials. Didn't know that was going to happen. Whatever. Not that surprised. It is weird, though, to have it be on Netflix and have commercials. Listen, dude, just put a small square in the corner and every 20 minutes or so play a commercial during a lull in the match or between matches and just have it in the corner or whatever. Go to like a small box or something like that. But to actually break away in the middle of matches when you're streaming on Netflix is insane to me. And not just that, dude, but the entire thing was an advertisement. I mean, how much money do they really need, dude? Like it's like when Logan Paul came out there on the WrestleMania was doing the prime drink stuff. It's like, man, this is embarrassing. Like, you guys are billions upon billions of dollars. You just have this big deal with Netflix, and you're acting like you haven't paid the bill yet. Like, it was just constant advertising for future stuff throughout the entire matches. And then,
I wasn't impressed overall. I don't know. You know, I know that a lot of people did enjoy it, so that's cool. But it seems like all anybody's talking about, like, and I was like, I don't fucking care. Is that Hogan got booed? Like, I don't give a shit. He's a 70-year-old man, and he walked away with a bag. They paid him a lot of fucking money to be there. Do you know how much money he probably got? And then on top of that, they sponsored his fucking beer, which I haven't tried yet. I do want to try it. I don't know what it tastes like. Old man cheese, probably, but I still want to try it. But either way, I was like, that's all. That's literally, if you type in WWE Raw, that's all that popped up, like multiple pages talking about Hogan got booed. I was like, at the end of the day, it's like, who gives a shit? I was like, you guys aren't talking about the matches themselves, though. I mean, I would be talking about, well, okay, well, here's the thing about the commercials. The commercials didn't bother me that bad because I remember on the Nitro days, they used to cut to commercials sometimes, like they'd be in the middle of a match and you'd see it and you're like, fuck. And you'd miss like some of the matches, but it did seem a little bit egregious in this particular instance. But it had been a long time since I'd seen it, so I don't know if that's just like I just forgot. But it did seem quite a lot.
Well, they were finding clever ways to turn what should have been a great night into advertisements. Like, how many times are we going to pan to people in the audience? People that aren't even famous in a lot of the cases, but people who just have upcoming Netflix specials. Like, right? Did you notice that? Like, they had a couple comedians come in there just because they have upcoming Netflix specials so they could show them to the crowd. And then the Travis Scott thing. Like, I mean, are we being serious? Like, all the opportunities you missed out on. I think they at one point bleeped out. The Rock said the F word. Someone said the F word, and I think it was bleeped out or at least muted or something like that. Yeah. But you're gonna have Travis Scott, who's a rapper, who does that annoying ass.
Oh that shit was annoying. Yeah, I hated that shit.
So you're gonna come out, but you're gonna let him spliff up a doobie right there with all the kids in the audience and stuff. You know, I'm not a prude by any means, whatever. But like, it's just, I mean, how are we not going to up the quality by having Netflix and being able to be rated R about stuff? But then on the other hand, your big special thing you're going to do with that is have a dude smoking weed around children. Like, that was trash, dude. That was so trashy. Like, I hated that.
Well,
and it went on and on and on too.
Yeah, the music video promo, was it Jay Dunna? I don't know. I don't remember the wrestler's name. The one that wrestled McIntyre, Jay something. I don't fucking know.
He got his ass kicked the whole match.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know. It just maybe I've outgrown it. Maybe it's just not for me. I don't know what it is. I couldn't get behind any of the characters. I could give a fuck less about any of the storylines they were trying to weave. The big news, I guess, for a lot of people were that John Cena is going to go to Royal Rumble to earn his shot at WrestleMania. I don't know. You know, I was like, okay, cool. So
he came out and did a 25-minute promo for Royal Rumble.
Yeah, so it's all right. So that's in February, but I'm glad I watched it, but I don't really see it pulling me in to watch any more episodes of it. I just don't. I mean, none of those characters seem. I mean, the CM Punk thing, I was well past wrestling when CM Punk became like a huge deal, and I mean, so I don't really get it. I liked him on the TV show Hills. I think he was cool on Hills, but that's really that's the extension of CM Punk to me. And speaking of which, by the way, I will say this is a little off topic, but I did read something pretty interesting. I didn't listen to the podcast, but I read it. So Stephen Amell was on Inside of You, the pretty good podcast. He was on that podcast, and they were talking about a Hills season 3, and he mentioned, which it does make sense. Amell, which by the way, if you guys haven't seen it, Hills is such a fucking awesome show. It's amazing, underrated as hell, amazing. It definitely deserves a 3rd season. And what Stephen Amell was telling the host of Inside of You was that he's like, Netflix wouldn't have picked it up and then be airing it if there wasn't a roadway for a possible season 3. He's like, they could have easily just put it on the shelf and let it collect dust. But the fact that they're streaming it, he's like, there's always the possibility that they may be like shopping around and seeing how much interest there is to bring back a season 3 of Hills, which would be fucking awesome. Because he's like, he literally ended the show on his back. I don't want to give anything away if you haven't seen it, but the storyline is complete. The cliffhanger is awful. They gotta at least give one more season.
Yeah, or a movie or something. You know what I mean? But like I like they said when Netflix put the show on, they said that if the show has enough viewership numbers, then they'll consider doing a 3rd season, which really isn't fair because there's no promotion behind it being on there, right? It's just another thing that gets dumped onto Netflix. And B, most people have already seen it. It is a rewatchable show, but like it's not like it's a new thing. So I fear that the numbers are going to look so bad on that they might get dick. I hope not. I'd love to see them.
Well, I think the reason why I was bringing it up because the idea that and Amell is right though. He's like they acquired Raw or WWE. They picked up Hills.
Oh, that is true.
Excitement's there.
I see what you're saying.
Then I build onto that and be like, all right, well, we'll go ahead and continue a new season with Hills and see how that does now that we've acquired or made a deal with WWE. So anyway, back to WWE Raw. It was a good fucking. It left me unsatisfied at the end though. I wasn't prepared for the unsatisfactory cigarette that I had afterwards. But yeah, I really personally I didn't like. I don't know, man. I thought I was bored a few times. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea anymore.
As someone who's watched a little bit more recent wrestling than you have, because I watched like the WrestleManias and stuff like that, it was like I still expected more than what it has been though. That seemed pretty dead ass on what you get from a recent pay-per-view. There's always a boring Roman Reigns match, and for some reason in his matches, I've never understood this. They seem to have more lag time than normal matches do. I don't know why, but it seems like every time he fights somebody, someone will get hit, and then they'll sit there and they'll hold on. He'll pull his hair back and do this for like 5 minutes, and they'll both be so out of breath and tired. That seems to happen in every Roman Reigns match specifically. And like again, that match happened last night, and I felt that way when I was watching. I was like, I'm here. Like I want to be entertained by this. I want this to be a spectacle. I want it to be huge. The Rock coming out was cool.
Yeah,
but I'm just not feeling it, man. I got no juice from that match. Now, the best match of the night, I think, was the CM Punk fight. I really did enjoy the CM Punk fight. I think those guys put on a fucking show. Yeah. And I like CM Punk though. I think he's just really handsome. It's probably my problem. I just really want to get inside of those sweaty drawers. But being serious though, he just looks cool, dude. He has a cool look to him. I dig it. He's like every man just went in there, and I don't know his history. Apparently, he's done some horrible things, but I like watching.
No, they all. I mean, if you dig deep enough, a lot of them have the shady past in some way or another. But either way, I don't know, man. Maybe it'll get better, and it's possible this might be just growing pains. And I think that Triple H did say something along the effects that he likes the idea that them having control over it now, where he's like, we get to end the show on a bang in the way that we want to end it. So it's no longer we have to fill a certain amount of time. He was like, if we wanted to make a 42-minute show and that'd be the best 42 minutes, that's what we'll do. Not saying that they're going to do that, but they can end it their storylines in the way that it gives an like an emphasis or a oomph or something. I don't know. So that might be a cool thing later on in the future. But I also got to say, is Pat McAfee like a permanent host or was he just a guest host?
He used to do every Friday night or Monday night. He used to do one night a week because he would do the show from wherever WWE. I think he's the permanent host. I think he does a great job. I mean, he's not for everybody. I don't know if you like him or not.
I didn't know what the deal was with that. I didn't care one way or the other about him, but I don't know.
I watched that show like fucking religiously though, so I'm not a huge Pat McAfee fan, but I don't know how everybody else reacts to it. I think he does a good job. He's wrestled a couple times. He got in there with Stone Cold once during WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that. At the end of the day, I guess I just miss the old school way and I don't know who it was that recently just talked about it, and they were saying that they don't think that WWE is going to make any kind of like comeback necessarily. I mean, not that they needed one, but make any kind of new waves unless they bring back like the Attitude Era. If they do something like that, they have to push the edge again, and they're not doing it. So I
didn't see any Attitude Area in that at all.
That's what he's saying.
At
like,
all.
He's saying they think that this PG shit is a bad direction for the company and is hurting it in the long run.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I did like the women's match. I texted Jay when I was watching it, and I was like, Liv Morgan. What's that? There's a tweet that's like, you'd have to permanently, it would take the fabric of space and time to remove my face from those butt cheeks.
Yeah, I'd heat corn out of her ass with a spoon. But no, she's hot. Well, and
that match
a lot
was
of people
good.
like Rhea Ripley too. Is that her name? Rhea Ripley? I don't know.
Yeah, I could get into that as well.
Yeah, it's fine. Black lipstick.
I like some
sounds hot,
strong
but
coffee.
I don't know. Yeah, at the end of the day, not my cup of tea. I'm sure that the numbers they did well. I'm sure it wasn't a dud. But for me, it wasn't any. To be honest, I wanted to not. I was gonna lie to you guys. I was gonna be. I was like, I'm fucking lying. I loved it. It was so good. God, fuck Vince McMahon. But I didn't want to, because I'll tell you what about wrestling fans. I mean, you guys are passionate fuckers. I swear to God. But you guys are on the same level sometimes of the toxic nature that is Star Wars or Marvel. I swear to God. I mean, you say one bad fucking word, dude, they will shoot your ass with a tomahawk from far away.
Oh, yeah.
I swear to God, they will.
Oh,
I don't know why it's a tomahawk, and I don't know why it's far away, but that's what they'll do.
I used to have so much fun live tweeting like WrestleMania, because I would just give my honest opinion, and wow, upset. People get very upset, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "This guy's boring." They're like, "Do you know what he's been through?" I'm like, "That is fair." I mean, I don't have the build-up.
Yeah, I don't have the background. I'm just coming to it as an average, like, all right, well, I'm just a viewer. Like, let's see what it's all about, and I'm just being completely honest.
This felt like you know what it felt like, though? It didn't feel like they even stuck with any ongoing storylines that much. It felt like when you were too poor growing up as a kid to buy an actual PlayStation game, so you had to play the sampler all the time. Yeah. So you had like 4 games on one disc, and you had like Parappa the Rapper, and you could play like one level of each game. But us poor kids would just play them over and over and over again. And then that's what it felt like. It felt like a sampler pack, but it didn't feel like it had any heart to it. And every 5 seconds they had to remind us. And that was my thing with Hogan, dude. Hogan came out, they booed him, whatever. I get it. They're in California.
They're in LA.
Hogan is an open, Trump supporter. But to be fair, they all cheered for Undertaker, who's also an open Trump supporter.
Well, I think it's also Hogan's. Well, somebody was saying, I don't know. I know he dropped the N-bomb back in 2007. I think that was what it was. But they're also saying he fucked over a lot of other wrestlers. And one of them that brought up most times, they were talking about Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid, that he basically interrupted his run to be champion and fucked him over. I don't know if that's true or not, or if it's just the fact that he was a lot more public about his support of Trump. It doesn't matter. The fact is they paid him a huge amount of money to be there, and he's laughing as he's been, and he's got booed before. It's not like people are like, "Oh shit, stuck it to him." He's been Hollywood Hogan. He was booed all the fucking time. Like, it doesn't matter, I'm sure. But yeah, if I were the WWE, what I would do, first off, I don't even know why they thought that was going to go a certain way, but bringing out Hogan. But the fact is, if they were like interested in moving forward with a Hogan storyline, make him Hollywood Hogan again, make him fucking evil, and just go with it.
Honestly, they probably should have just go back there, change clothes, come back out the NWO shit, and play this thing like it never fucking happened. Like, you did this on purpose, because that was rough, dude. That was hard to fucking watch. But I honestly have a different take on it. I think he's just unlikable. Like, I don't think it's a Trump thing, because again, they cheered for Undertaker. I don't even think it's the N-word, the racist stuff. Because that was so long ago, and he's sued Gawker and all that stuff. I really just think that he's just an unlikable person, and I think it's really, if you notice, and this is how I felt about him recently. I don't care if he supports Trump or whoever. I care that he's using it to grift his beer. Like, it's a smart business move, but you can't be the belovable, oh gee, the Hawkser, and come out there and the first thing and within a paragraph you're like, I also have a great tag team.
Well, you know what?
With real American beer. I'm like, dude, like, I mean, we're watching. Why do we have to watch you fucking talk an advertisement for your shitty fucking beer?
Well,
like,
I think
talk about wrestling. Respect it. Respect the arena. You know what I mean?
I think he did that because he was getting booed so badly, and it was bad reaction. So he was trying to get through his spiel and get out of there.
He seemed like he was rushing through a script to me.
Well, because he was trying to get out of there. He knew it wasn't going over well. I think that's what happened. I think he he realized the crowd wasn't on his side, and there was a lot of people throwing like, you know, they didn't show on Netflix, but you could see it later on that was posted on Twitter and shit.
But I mean, I
People
think he was
flipping
always
him the
there to
bird.
promote his beer. That's what
he was there to promote his beer, but I think that
It's
he was just wrapping it up really quick. You know what?
He still got paid, but so did Chris Brown every time he beats a woman and does a concert. And that doesn't mean
every time Chris Brown beats a woman, he gets another platinum record. It's how it goes. But no, yeah, I think that I like Hulk Hogan as far as like what he did for the business. And I did feel bad for him in that instance. Yeah, he might be an unlikable guy, sure. I mean, but he's a 71-year-old man, and he's done a fuck ton for the sport. And he's given a lot of memorable matches. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, they probably shouldn't have paraded him out there. It's not a smart idea, especially in fucking the heart of California, which is LA, where they're all going to be blue. It's not going to matter. Even if he was a super nice guy. He
got booed on he got booed at WrestleMania also. It wasn't as loud, it wasn't as pronounced, but it's not the first time.
I just think it was a bad mistake. But again, they paid him money and they partnered with his beer company. So it's not like, it is what it is. But that's what everybody was just talking about. I was like, so he's like, are you guys just not talking about the fact that it felt flat? Everything else in the show, it felt flat as fuck. Even
if he got, it would have been worse if he got cheered on. Like if they sat there and took that fucking obvious finger in the face advertisement to have Hogan walk his old ass out there and talk about his beer, you know, and you know, another real good partnership talking about tag teams is Netflix. And sometimes when I watch Netflix, I have a Pepsi. And, you know, it's like the Wayne's World thing. It's like, and while you're at it, the choice of a new generation. That felt like the whole entire episode. Like, can you just focus on the entertaining people and hooking people to your product and stop trying to sell the next fucking thing down the road constantly? That was annoying.
Well,
and I fast forwarded through the Logan Paul thing. I'm not watching.
Logan Paul. I don't know why in the fuck they let him on. It is what it is. I probably won't be watching it anymore. To be fair, I mean, unless something amazing comes out, and you know, and as far as the storylines, I was kind of excited because again, I had seen wrestling in a long time. I hadn't watched it, so I was like, okay, they're gonna reboot storylines so I can start fresh and see what happens. And I wasn't interested in fucking anything. No. Like nothing that the story is like, maybe, you know, I know the Roman Reigns thing and the guy he was
head
fighting,
of the table,
the solo guy. Yeah, like it's like you guys are fighting over a necklace. I understand that it means like a Samoan thing. It's a Samoan magic necklace. It's for a royal family. I don't know. And Paul Heyman's out there. And
Heyman was the best though.
And they kept on saying OTC, and I was like, over the counter. What the fuck does that mean? I didn't even. And then they finally said original true tribal chief or something. I was like, oh, why don't you just say that? You don't have to call everything OTC. That's weird. Ocho Cinco. But I wasn't interested really in any of the storylines. And I'm not shitting on people that enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, if it's your cup of tea, that's awesome. And again, I think they probably did really solid numbers. I'm sure they're happy with what they get. But I don't know. Yeah, I hope it picks up. I hope they do something really cool. I hope they bring out a storyline that makes sense. That's fun. Because if it's the John Cena thing, and that's going to be their main focus for right now, that his final tour, I don't give a shit. I mean, I really don't care. John Cena is cool and all, but I don't care about following his final tour or whatever. It just feels like there's nothing there. And I'm not saying, and again, people are like, well, that's why you need Vince. Vince would have sucked his ass. It would have been probably the same shit. Well, maybe, I don't know. It's just not my thing.
I think maybe the moment was too big for the writers, and they were afraid to pull the trigger on anything because it was really just 3 hours of them going, look how big this is. Wow. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the whole thing was like, look how awesome we are. Cool. Like now watch this next thing down the road. But it felt like, you know, when we were a kid during the heyday, during the Attitude Era and all that stuff in WCW, when Raw would come to town, they would go on the traveling show. You'd be watching Monday Night Raw, but it'd be Thursday night. Like you knew you weren't watching, you know, but
yeah,
it wasn't actually Raw. They would just do stuff for that audience. That's kind of what this felt like. It didn't push any storylines forward, in my opinion. It didn't wrap you into anything. It was just like, hey, let's show you the WWE show. But it just had no umph to it at all. It was just it just kind of felt fake, which is a weird thing to say when you talk about wrestling. But
it felt soulless, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
And I know people are going to get pissed about it. I mean, I'm sure someone's going to get like, these fucking asshats would rather fuck each other in the ass than actually give intelligent conversation about wrestling. It's like, yeah, we would. But I mean, I'm trying. Fucking camera. Stop. My camera is blurring, but anyway, yeah. But
I want, dude. You guys have seen me sit here and sing this idea's praises for 6 months now. I really wanted this to be great, and I'm so bummed that it was just like every other WWE event I've watched over the past 4 years. Same shit.
Yeah. It felt like that old clip of George Bush. And he's like, "We will not." I don't know exactly. He's like, "We will not let the terrorists win." He goes like, "Now watch this drive."
I would rather watch George Bush drive.
Now back to the commercials.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
Let's see what you guys are saying about the wrestling thing before we move on with the next bit of news today and things we're going to play with each other's wieners too. JK says Hogan got booed out of LA. I still love him though.
That's how I mean, like you can't like not put like a light on what he's done for the sport. I mean, you can't. Sure. I mean, the guy, and he's even said it. He's like, he was in the business for 40 fucking years. I mean, he's done some of the most memorable matches, and he's done some of the most mega like badass shit of all time. Dropping the leg on Macho Man at Bash of the Beach is one of them. I mean, it's just it is.
Brett Favre was my favorite athlete of all time, so I know what it's like to have your heroes show who they are deep down, and it sucks, but I get it.
Yeah.
JK says, "Can Loomis sing 'Let Me In Now' by Mr. Longlegs?"
Shut up. That's how it goes. You see how I carried the tune. Very good. Very good.
By the way, if you haven't, that entire Long Legs commentary is on our Patreon right now. It was a good time. We had a good time doing that one. Let me in now.
There was well, go ahead. I had to pull it up anyway.
Got to pull your dick out.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Press says Hard Eye's looking awesome. Love Sawa and Chucky. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at that here in a little bit, dude. I'm pumped that Devin's in there. I'm super pumped about it, man. I had the worst luck with that shit today. I literally did a trailer breakdown for the entire fucking thing. Spent my whole damn day. I felt like Eminem was like in the rap or the kill shot video, and he's like, spent your whole video just to fucking dig your own grave. Spent your whole day making a video just to fucking dig your own grave. Made that whole last thing. Realized that I left a clip like 10 minutes down the road in the video, so it's just 10 minutes of dead air at the end of it. And then when I went to edit it, I edited out the video instead of the dead air, and the video is just gone. And I can't re-upload it because it would fuck up our entire YouTube algorithm for the whole week. So that's on I on the socials. I posted an unlisted link to it. That was annoying as hell. But
yeah. Well, I found it though. So this is from Cosmic Book News. It says He-Man movie. Quite different, says Nicholas Galzitine. I can't say his last name. The guy that's playing He-Man. So this made people a little bit concerned about it. So what by the way, I don't like that. I know that's like a AI art or some shit with his face on He-Man's body. His face doesn't look like it fits, but he might be awesome. I don't know. He says may have just confirmed those Nicholas. I'm not going to say his last name. May have just confirmed those descriptions.
Galaxy?
No, it's Cosmic. It's Cosmic Book News.
It's the same story though, right? This is just from 2 days ago.
Yeah, kind of. It's just a different. Yeah, he says our version is quite different. He says while recently speaking with THR, the 30-year-old actor who asked how the beloved animated series compares to his movie, he says, "quote I have look. What I will say is our version is quite different from the original animation, which we all agree was camp within its own right and worked so well for the time." But there's been a couple of iterations, obviously, since there was the Revelation version of the Masters of the Universe and the comics themselves. And we're very much treating our script as Bible, but it's kind of amazing to hear what this show meant to a lot of people. It was really informative for a lot of people. So it's exciting to do something that will have a nostalgia effect or element, as well as hopefully attract a bunch of new fans. So his description has got some people a little nervous about what kind of story they're going to tell. Now, from what I've heard, I don't know if this is true or not. The previous plot, well, I guess this is the previous plot description from the trades also say more of the same. A 10-year-old Prince Adam who crashed to Earth in a spaceship and was separated from his magical power sword, the only link to his home on Eternia. After tracking it down almost 2 decades later, Prince Adam is whisked back across space to defend his home planet against the evil forces of Skeletor. But to defeat such a powerful villain, Prince Adam will first need to uncover the mysteries of his past and become He-Man. I don't know about that. So they're not going to put it on. They're going to put it on Earth because that works so fucking well. They're not going to put it on Eternia, which is where it was set.
Sounds like they just don't want to pay to put that bitch on Eternia.
I don't know, man. I mean, I hope it's good. Like, I don't know. I'm a little nervous about it, to be honest. The more I thought about it, I'm like, man, if they fuck around too much with it, it's going to be another drab ass, bullshit ass. I don't know. If they can't strike the balance between the camp, I mean, they can make it a little gritty because the comic books were gritty, but they got to make it campy too. I mean, it's just, but it's like they don't know how to strike the balance between it. It's going to be awful. And Jared Leto at this point is like box office fucking poison.
Oh yeah, with him playing Skeletor. So this is the guy who's playing He-Man.
Yeah, that's the
Sure, he'll do great.
Like that.
It's like Johnny Depp ate a Sour Patch Kid.
He does. He looks like he's cosplaying Johnny Depp in Nick of Time.
Yeah. No, I'm sure he'll do great. I mean, obviously he's gonna wear a wig or dye his hair or something, right? Like,
well, that's what I was. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Like, this is you looking at that. Like, what the fuck?
I did feel those tears coming. They were stinging my eyes a little bit. But yeah, it's like they know what worked in the past, but it's like, why do you want to move away from it then?
Dude, that's
if you know it worked in the past, the campy fucking show, and that's what your whole thing is like. You're hoping that old fans will come and support the movie. So you know that shit worked in the past. Why aren't you leaning into that?
It's like they don't want to sell toys. You know, do you know how many toys you can sell?
Yeah, you know, I personally, it was garbage movie overall. I understand, but I did enjoy the Dolph Lundgren one. At least he looked like He-Man, and they did try to take more of a gritty approach, but they didn't want to spend the money on a lot of stuff, so they set it on Earth. You know, with him going to Earth and then Courtney Cox and that whole storyline, it was cheesy and corny and all that shit. But at the end of the day, like that's what happened. They didn't want to spend the money on it, and in this particular instance, maybe they're the same way. They're like, well, we don't really want to spend the money, so we don't want to make it like on a another distant planet and have all these special effects. So let's just
give it to Zack Snyder.
Yeah. Well, there's apparently another. I didn't read the story, but there's apparently some fucking big time issues going on with Snyder and Gunn in the DC universe.
Yeah, dude. That man, they just won't let that shit go. It's time to let it go, guys. We got the Snyder cut. You did it. Congratulations. Yeah. Go home and enjoy your families. The war is over. All right.
Nothing is over.
Nothing. James Perez says Carolina Panthers on y'all's ass next year. Bryce QB1. Hey, they look good at the end of the year. Can they do it when it matters? And they haven't already been eliminated. That's the question, my friend. I'm sure they'll be good though. Carolina deserves it. D-Mitch, fellas, we need to play Marvel Rivals, dude. We were just talking about this in the Patreon stream, talking about having a Patreon get together where we just play Marvel. Maybe this month's Patreon stream, we're gonna get together and play. We'll learn it beforehand so that we're not just spending the whole time dumbling around our ditties. And then we can jump in there and play with you guys. That could be fun.
Yeah, I'll play. Yeah, I'll learn the basic mechanics of it, but I want it to be like a surprise too. So I won't like play too deep into it because apparently it's really addicting too. Yeah,
like pleasuring yourself in the shower first thing in the morning.
Soapy
with the door locked. Jay Garza says, "Hey, sexy man, you stop it, you little vixen." Y'all watching the Squid Games? Also, that Heart Killer movie looks pretty cool. Hell yeah, man. We're gonna talk about it here in just a bit. I'm not watching Squid Games. Never watched an episode or a second of Squid Games. I should, because everyone really likes that shit. But now it just makes me think of Mr. Beast, who I think is the fucking Antichrist. So it's hard.
I don't want to watch a show about octopus. I'll just go to the fucking SeaWorld.
I'm against all shows.
Why are you all telling us to go watch movies about octopus or TV shows? That sounds boring.
So isn't it actually? It's the actual Squid Games is a scripted series, right? It's not actually a TV.
I thought it was a horror.
I think it's like a scripted series. Yeah, it's like a horror drama show.
Oh, okay. I don't.
But they've just bastardized it, I guess, with a lot of the stuff. I one day I'll check it out for sure. I see you. No, you don't. Blow your bubble gum and shut the fuck up. I don't, dude. You have so much going on in your picture right there. You look like you're wearing one of those neck rests as a hat. And are you blowing bubble gum or is that a condom? Or is it a thought bubble?
I think it's a condom. He's just showing how big his dick is.
Oh, you can make it reach your mouth. That's really impressive. Happy New Year's, guys. Saw Nosferatu the other night and can't stop doing the Orlok voice. Love you guys. Love you too, buddy. Have you checked out Nosferatu yet?
No. Well, we've had an ice storm problem, so the internet wasn't great, but I might have tickets reserved by Captain Kellogg on the high seas that I may or may not be able to get.
You are not gonna dude. You are not gonna get the appropriate experience that way.
Yeah,
it's a theater movie, dude.
Yeah,
I'm telling
you. When I am on the high seas, I could lean really close to my monitor and have like the headphones on, and nobody is like yelling and screaming in the background, and I can also mute it if I need to. If there's a scary part. Obviously, it's way superior. But I will say, 100% gonna go see that Wolfman. That shit looks fucking dope.
Yeah, got some stuff to talk about with that tonight. I have, dude. After I saw the transformation, though, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in here in a bit. I'm scared a little bit though.
The transformations. Yeah, we'll talk about that because I have questions on that. I was like, why the fuck did that happen? Because he didn't. I don't know.
And don't worry, we won't show the video because they should not. They spoiled the goddamn transformation. It's the best part of the most of these movies.
I thought you yourself had perused the high seas and come across something like that and sent it to me. And
Universal released that.
It's legit.
Idiots, stupid idiots. But yeah, dude, I like the Count Orlok voice. He says, "I want to fuck a robot."
Yeah, Orlok does that. Orlok sounds like a He-Man villain. Orlok's back at it again with his squids.
he looks weird though. When you see him, it takes you back a minute because he's like, damn, you just look like you work at a pizzeria. It's good though. Nighttime says, my Google pictures Donald Pleasance from Circus of Horrors 1960. It's Jay. Circus of Horrors.
Is he in his underwear with a shocked look on his face that someone took a picture of him? Like,
Donald Pleasance.
Oh, by the way, guys, it was
holy
just released
shit, dude.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I thought something happened.
No.
It was just released today. I rented it. I'm gonna watch it tonight. It's gonna be awesome. It's George Romero's Resident Evil, a documentary. It was just released today. I saw the trailer for it. Looks fucking good. It was only $4.99 to rent on Prime. It sucks, but it is what it is. You got to pay money sometimes. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, dude.
But if you want a brief description of it, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's basically like a summary of what happened with George Romero when he was going to take over and write a script and direct a Resident Evil adaptation, and then all the fuckery that happened that prevented him from doing it. And they go on, and I think one of his friends or something in the documentary was like, yeah, he wasn't going to sell his soul to make the movie. So apparently they were like, yeah, you got to do this and that. And he was like, yeah, just suck my ass. I don't want to do it
then. Yeah, dude. I thought of you as soon as I saw that immediately. But dude, speaking of you, he's not lying. Like,
same hairline. Yep, that's what it looks like.
Dude.
If I swear to God, dude, like if you guys see me, if I don't have any gel and I did this, dead on it.
That's crazy. It's uncanny.
Dad,
like, that's what you look like when I'm going down on you.
I was like, I told you not to use your teeth.
That's crazy, dude. He even dresses like you. Well, I mean, you don't have a cardigan, but
I need to get one.
That's wild.
He looks like a drunk sailor in that one.
that's exactly what you look like. I don't know if you know that. It's from
I'm working on it.
Circus of Horrors. So it's about your first marriage.
It definitely was, and her vagina.
Damn, dude, that's crazy. Nighttime. Thank you for telling us about that.
Well, yeah, Mike had a picture, like a subscriber sent us I don't know if it was, I'm pretty sure it wasn't an autograph picture, but it was a black and white photo of Donald Pleasance. And I remember walking in one time, and it was Mike had it set up somewhere, and I'm like, why the fuck does he have a picture of me in a frame? And I was like, oh, it's Donald Pleasance.
Yeah, dude. It's. We never even thought, like, we never even did that thing because we were like, you look like Dr. Loomis. Like, we never did that. It was just like, hey, you should do a Dr. Loomis voice. But it's fucking crazy how uncanny it is that you look just alike.
It was like somebody was like, well, you need to shave your head. You look like that. Or I was like, dude, listen, nature's going to take care of that in 2 more years. Like, I'm not going to fucking premature get ahead of it. What are you, crazy?
Yeah, young Loomis. That's all we have to do. Michael Patton. You think Cody Rhodes will be great as John Cena? Dude, that's one thing, too. They didn't even have Cody Rhodes in there. It was kind of them being like, okay, we're done with this experiment. Bring back Roman Reigns.
He came in. I thought he came in. Didn't he help didn't he like jump in the ring or something?
Oh, that's right. He was in there first. I see, dude. It was so forgettable. Like, it was so damn forgettable.
I'm not saying, I know that he's got a lot of momentum behind him, and I know a lot of people love him. So, I mean, I could see it happening where he could be a big, I could see that easy.
It's a cool story when he won it. I fear that he's not very interesting, man. He seems like a great guy. He just doesn't seem to really move the meter. Gary B, Mike, my Eagles just beat your pack, or just your. I'm speaking the future. Mike, my Eagles play your Packers on Sunday. I'll be at the game, maybe randomly yelling "Pass the rice." Yeah, dude. If you could just do that, that would be fantastic, dude. I swear to God, you know how funny it would be if because sometimes you could hear the fans yelling if the camera's like 4th and 1. They're about to do the tush push, and you just hear somebody go, "Pass the rice!"
Yeah.
Pass the rice.
April was telling me she's a big Eagles fan too. She's like, oh, the Eagles beat the Giants. It's like that's like saying a car goes vroom when you put gas in it. The Giants suck this year. Okay, great.
Well, the Packers go to Philadelphia to play at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday, and I'm saving my liver because that's the day I'm going to murder it. That's going to be horrible for us. I think we'll win.
Yeah, I don't know.
Congratulations. I hope you have a great time, Gary. Byron Hansen. Hey, gents. Thoughts on Amityville TV series? Should they have stopped at the first one? Personally, I like the second one more than the original. The rest are a bit boring, goofy, except for the remake. I think you just mean like the film series. Yeah, dude. The second one, better than the first one, in my opinion. It's fun. They have a weird sister-brother fucking storyline that'll just get you off the couch, just in like oh my God, that's happening way.
That's called porn in Alabama, from what I understand. But I personally, I don't remember the second one, but the first one was phenomenal. It was amazing. Whether or not it was true or not, I don't know. You can believe what you want, but I thought the story was awesome. I thought the pacing was great. I thought that actor, the guy that played the main guy in Amityville, I can't remember his name. He was fucking great. He was so good. And then the remake, underrated. I don't think a lot of people talk about how good Ryan Reynolds was in that movie. That was an incredible movie. It really was.
Especially when he's wearing a white shirt and pajama pants and it's raining. And then
Jesus, is this a Bowflex ad or a horror movie?
But yeah. Sorry, I was touching myself on.
But yeah, I think personally, maybe they could have stopped at the first one and it might have been remembered, because it does. I think that the sequels after that kind of watered it down a little bit, but still a great movie.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that they've ran wild with the rights. Anyone like you and I could make an Amityville movie and call it The Night He Put Amityville in My Ass, and like we'd be able to do that. There's an Amityville dildo, there's a Christmas Amityville, there's like everything. But yeah, I like the second one better than the first one even. But for God's sakes, it's tearing me apart. Michael Parton, I've always preferred John Cena over The Rock. I would take The Rock over Cena because I've never been into like the gangster George thing, but I like John Cena as an actor way better than I do as a wrestler, personally. I think he's a pretty funny dude.
Well, obviously, Michael, you're not an electrifying individual to not root for the most electrifying man in sports, in The Rock. I don't know. I personally liked out of all of them, I think The Rock is better, but I think Austin was the best.
Stone Cold.
Yeah, Stone Cold.
Yeah,
I called him Austin like I know him on a personal level. I just call him Austin. Me and the boys hang out with him. It's really fun. We drink beer.
We definitely have. We've hung out with not Stone Cold twice. JK says you guys should keep an eye on Braun Breaker. He's Scott Steiner's nephew. He's insane. Best spear since Goldberg.
Oh,
I've heard the name, but I can't put a face on it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. If I watch it again, I can't tell if I'm going to watch it again just to like give it one more try to see if they kind of find their footing, or just like peace out for like 6 months until they finally are forced to get into something interesting. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't see myself watching it again. By the way, I will mention that who kept doing those fucking spears? I think it was the CM Punk match. Those were some shitty spears, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what the fuck is that? That's like me drunkenly trying to spear someone, like to show off and hurting
Roman
myself.
Reigns has a spear too.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. But yeah, I Scott Steiner's nephew, that's got to be all sorts of crazy. So he'd be an interesting to watch. I mean, it sounds intriguing.
Christopher Subson, fly me to the moon like that bitch. Alex Crampson says, hi, Chris, you got to tell us at some point if you've actually seen Half Baked and you know what the fuck I'm talking about when I do that. Hi, I got to know, is the major motion picture Hard Eyes going to be the horror movie of the year? Mike and Jay, would you have a Wham Fest in the future? Dr. Chalice and Loomis tag team match versus Tina and Freddie from Resurrection? Dude, I would fucking go ham on Tina, and not in a sexual way. I would beat the shit out of her inside the lines of a professional sporting event where it's not assault.
Yeah, not illegal. That'd be fun as fuck. Yeah, a Wham Fest. Yeah, Dr. Chalice and Loomis tactic. Yeah, it'd be great. I'd do it. I'm not gonna fuck with Freddie though. Like, first off, he does nasty shit. I don't want to deal with that. But anyway, I'll let Dr. Chalice handle that, and I'll focus on Tina. It won't be Mike focusing on it. Anyway. But Hard Eyes does look really fucking good. That's another one we haven't got to talk about it yet, but it does look really good, to be honest. I didn't expect much of it, but I love his mask. I love the way he looked. But again, when I watched it, I was like, the kills look great, but I was like, why you showed so many great moments already in the trailer? And I'm like, I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, let's let Chris, with his very kind super chat there, usher us right into that. Actually, let's talk about it a little bit, dude. Because, like, I actually think that horror movie of the year. I won't say that. I think, but you know what I think's possible, dude? Is Christopher Landon was supposed to do Scream 7. He's just the writer on this. He's not the director of this. But I remember a news story somewhere that they said Scream 7 was supposed to take place in Seattle. A lot of things you hear about Scream don't end up being true. But I just wonder, you see Seattle here, they show the Space Needle here like 4 times. But like, I wonder if some of the stuff that was supposed to be in the Scream 7 script didn't end up in this. I don't know. But you're right, dude. The things that I noticed from this trailer, and by the way, what Jay's talking about, the way he looks is, and obviously you got Chad from Scream 7 in there, right? But this is, let me find the
yeah, he looks like the collector, but he looks like he went to Spencer's and bought the mask from the mall.
Yeah, I could see that, dude. So they totally jacked the Halloween 2018 closet kill. They totally jacked that, which is fine. Put it in the trailer. Again, there's way too much in this trailer, like you were saying. That's the mask. Dude, it's sort of Leatherface, like the one that you buy. A little bit of Jeepers Creepers, and like you said, the collector. But then here's the kicker, though, you guys. It lights up.
Yeah, that's fucking cool. I do like that.
That's badass. Like, it's kind of silly, but it's pretty fucking cool.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
And dude, some of the stuff I dug the most about it is if you listen to these people right here for a second.
I can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it? Okay, hang on one second. Let me take it off again. I'll bring it back to you. Yes. Okay. On you.
With no motive yet uncovered.
I like the way he fingers that button. But no, what they're saying there, they're saying that the Valentine's Day killer stalks and murders couples on Valentine's Day. So we're jumping into this on a killer that's already been doing this for a long time, which is dope as shit. And if you see right there that machete, he has like it's got what do you call them? Brass knuckles.
Oh,
and then right here, if you look down at that at the bottom of that news story, it says report Heck, which is Hard Eye's killer, uses augmented homemade weaponry. So the dude makes his own weapons, which is pretty fucking dope.
That's inventive. Good for him.
I dig it. And I get a fucking dude, I get kind of I get a what do you call it? Manhunt.
Boner? Oh.
I do get a boner. I get hard at night and there's no one to touch it. Let me go back here. I can't pause on the right frame. that's when you turn on your phone and you accidentally see your reflection you didn't mean to. You're like, oh god, yeah.
He's like, God, I gotta hit the gym.
But remember Manhunt on PlayStation?
It does look like that.
Like not the whole thing, but that
with no motive yet uncovered.
Yes. And this is super Saw-ish right here. What they do with this kill, like it's Saw a little bit of Thanksgiving when he has her in the turkey oven. Is that a compactor?
I don't know. I don't know what that. It looked like an inside of a spaceship. I don't know what the fuck they were shooting in this. It's weird. I don't know. What's this cylinder tube? I don't know. It looks like the beginning of a 5 commercial. This is what it's like to chew 5 gum.
I think it's a compactor, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, dude, I love that. I like the cast a lot. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. When you look later in the trailer, they give away another jump scare on the carousel. It's a good jump scare. Almost gets
your vagina hair. Oh,
by a literal cunt hair. We don't know if he talks or not. Doesn't seem like he talks. We don't know if he's supernatural or not either. Because how the fuck does he get into this towards the end here? He just appears. You can tell that they've been arrested or some shit. And then the dude just pops up. Yeah, right here. He just pops up and the lights are flashing.
Well, you hope the guy. Well, I hope they didn't just. Maybe he's a detective at the station.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, and we're watching like the reveal.
Yeah, like if he's a detective and he turned the camera off and he just came in there. He's like, "Let me put on my heart shit, and then I'm gonna come in there and fuck with you." Hold on.
Yeah, it's literally Patrick Dempsey again.
Yeah.
But I don't know, and I won't show it in here. But there's a main character in the trailer that I'm pretty sure might show the character being murdered. If you look really close, so if you want to see that, I'll let you do it. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it. But yeah, dude, there's also that this kill is not the one I'm talking about here. Right here, dude. That's a badass kill.
Oh yeah,
right through the lens.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that they're showing it too much, though. Again, like all these modern horror movies have a problem doing that. I know they want to get people hyped for it, but you can do it a little bit more sensibly without having to give away some of the best kills. Like I think that's going to be one of the best kills, like what you're on right there.
Yeah. The ending. Yeah, and that was in the previous one too.
Yeah,
they did rip off Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake with this shot right here.
Taste my steel, hoe.
Oh God, that's such a good one. That's such a dude. I think it's gonna be awesome though.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be fun. Yeah, I think it's gonna be not scary, but I think it's gonna be a good time, and I think it's gonna have a lot of kills, and yet another holiday horror movie. So
yep, I like it. I like it.
I do. And then, dude, the best part about this is it comes out in a month. Like this is just it comes out in February.
Well,
7th,
yeah, February's gonna have a good because you got Wolfman coming out and this one. So they're both good movies in the month.
Oh no, Wolfman's January 17th.
That's what I said. I said January, and then after that, you have February to look forward to. That's what I said.
I think so. I might be wrong about that.
Yeah, it's January 17th.
Oh, okay, cool. And we got stuff to talk about Wolfman as well. D Greenba Twins. Wrestling is just not for our generation anymore, and I've accepted. I think you're right, dude. I think I'm trying to make something happen that I just can't make happen from my insides. I want to like it.
It's kind of the conversation I had with my ex-wife. I was like, I just can't stand how much dick's been in you. That's not mine. I mean, I can smell it on you when you walk in here. You smell like a jingling whore. I just can't. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Dean.
Been there.
I think you're right. I think Dean, when you're right, you're right. You're always right. I think it's time to move on.
It might be. Daniel Torres says, "Come bust a move where the games are played. It's chill. It's fresh. It's Noah's Arcade." Spectre says, "What?
What? Exactly."
Dude, I love the way he thinks he's so cool when he does it too. He's like, it's chill, it's fresh, it's Noah's Arcade.
I always thought that he was wasn't he I don't know, was that Bill Murray's brother? Isn't that Bill Murray's brother?
I don't know, I could see it though.
That's his older brother because he was in Groundhog's Day too, or Groundhog Day. I think that is his brother. I think that's his older brother.
I just watched that the other day with Ellie.
Yeah.
Like she likes it. She liked Wayne's World 2 a lot better though. We watched Wayne's World 2 and she's like, I want to watch the other one. And I put it in and she like went off and played a video game after like half of it. I was like, okay, I'll just go fuck myself. Byron Hansen says people say Hogan isn't necessary. LOL. He's on the Mount Rushmore. I agree that he is on the
I
Mount
put him
Rushmore.
on there too. Yeah. I don't think that again, I don't think anybody can overlook the significant impact that Hulk Hogan's had on the industry. It's not like he literally put the fucking industry on his back and walked it through the 80s. I mean, that's just true. I mean, it is what it is.
He unfortunately seems to have this weird Danny Bonaducci reality TV need to be in the spotlight at all times. And I think he's just become sort of gaudy. I kind of wish he would have just faded away into the background and sold his shit in Clearwater years ago. But here we are.
I think one of the worst things he did was Hogan Knows Best. I think that was a fucking mistake. I mean, that was so that reality TV show was like beginning of the downfall for him. I was like, yeah, to keep the mystique going a little bit, that people remember you as Hulkamania and just that's who you are. And then not show like what it's like to be Terry Hogan behind closed doors. Like, I don't know. I feel like that ruined a lot of the kayfabe that people bought into with Hogan. So, but yeah, I don't think anybody's going to ever say that he's not a legend. He is a legend no matter what. I mean, he's done some shitty things, of course, but it doesn't take away from what he's given the business.
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, just be a real person for 5 seconds. I mean, like they have Stephen Austin has his beer, right? They have him on a show to promote it. He'll drink one, set it in the camera. He'll mention it when he's asked about it, whatever. But like, it's a natural thing. Like, it's just so, dude. Hogan just these days just reminds me of one of those like seen it on TV stores. Everything in here is just fake and gaudy, and I just it sucks. Lee the Machine Bowers,
hey Lee.
2025. Hope y'all having an amazing year. And Loomis, what's your thoughts on Gold Dust? That's a great one. And I wish the Undertaker kept the hat and coat. I don't know about the American Badass.
I never liked the American Badass. I never liked that character. I know that a lot of people dug it, but I always like the standard Undertaker was always Undertaker. Like I know they were trying to like shift gears and trying to make him like not more like for a modern audience back then, but they were just trying to do something different with that character. But I never liked it. I always thought it was kind of stupid. But
yeah. There's 10 American badasses. There's only one Undertaker, you know?
The only gold dust I know of is that what Tinkerbell gives Peter Pan to make him fly around. I don't want to hear about no man in spandex blowing kisses at me as he's pinning me to the ground and saying I'm the best. Don't, you're a fairy. I don't want to hear your thoughts or your goddamn voice. Disgusting Goldilocks idiot.
I don't.
It's the fairy
Loomis would
for
not
me.
appreciate Goldust. I can tell you that 100%.
I don't think you would. Oh shit! Michael Ponton says I was going to ask how you guys feel about Jason Momoa cast as Lobo for Supergirl. I feel mixed because I'm used to him playing as Aquaman. They officially made him Lobo.
He's got. I mean, he's got the body type for it. But I kind of feel you on the Aquaman thing. It depends on what they do with Lobo. If they make him like that cool broad dude, like they did with Aquaman, it's gonna be terrible. Because Lobo is supposed to be basically the DC version of Wolverine. So we'll see how he does. I don't know, man. There's a lot of things going on in the DC universe that it's a big question mark moving forward. I really just don't know. I mean, I think we have to wait for Superman to come out, and then we'll get a feel for the direction that Warner Brothers is moving it, and we'll see how it goes from there. But I don't know. As far as him being Lobo, he looks like Lobo. I could see him playing Lobo, but whether or not he's got the acting chops to pull it off, really, it's going to come to the writing. We'll see how it works.
Can I ask a fair question of among the audience here tonight? Has Jason Momoa ever been good in anything? Like really good in anything? Have you ever been impressed by Jason Momoa performance? I'm not sure if I have.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, he did chug the shit out of that bottle in Justice League, right? But I just like, I mean, he was the Dothraki guy. Everyone was like, "God, I love." All the women were like, "I love the way he rapes people."
What was a rape thing?
There it is again, showing its ugly little head. But like, I'm literally gonna look him up right now. No, nothing against him. I'm sure he'd be a fun dude.
Wasn't he in that?
I
thought he was in some kind of like family comedy or something. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. There's a meme where he like opens up like one of those like recline like those little chairs on a soccer field and he sits down. I don't know what was it.
Oh, that's not even him.
That's not him.
That's him. I don't.
That
think
looks
so.
just like Jason Momoa. If that's not him.
He was the bad guy in Bullet to the Head. Jay and I watched that in a movie theater.
Did we like that movie? I can't remember. That was forever ago.
It was fine. I only drink Bullet whiskey. I carry it with me everywhere I go. It's like, dude, Stallone. Everyone has Bullet whiskey. It's not like some weird thing. No, dude, I'm not seeing anything in his Dune. He was in Dune.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. He was forgettable in Dune. Like I mean, he was fine. He was whatever. He was a background piece, but he was not like, in my opinion, anything worth writing home to mom about. But yeah, I don't know. I know him from as Aquaman. He did all right as Aquaman. I liked the movie Aquaman. Most people didn't like it, but I liked it okay. It kind of reminded me of Thor in some way. Like I like that magical shit. I don't know, but yeah, overall, he's not going to win like an Academy or anything like that.
Yeah, you just liked it because it was under the sea.
Yep, that's what I liked it. Down where it's better, everything's better under the sea. I was just, where was Flounder? But
yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and officially admit here in front of everyone with my wiener out that I don't get the Jason Momoa thing. I've never seen him
hot.
I guess, sure. Michael Parton says that dude's got a lot of bulking up to be He-Man. Yeah.
I mean that's 100%. And I think someone I don't know who, it was a while ago, but I think Mike mentioned it and somebody else agreed. And I was like watching it recently again. I'm like, it would be a superior casting choice in Iron Claw casting Zac Efron as He-Man. He's already got the fucking stupid haircut and his body is like perfect for it. So it would work 100%. And he's a better actor, I think, than this dude. I don't know this dude, so I'm not going to say that.
And he can be funny.
Well, that depends on how heavily they lean into the camp. If they don't lean into the camp and they make it a gritty, serious, down-to-earth movie, it might fucking suck. I don't know, because I don't really see He-Man. Like, you can go the direction of Conan the Barbarian and make it very Arnold Schwarzenegger if you want, but I don't know if that's going to appeal to a lot of the fans that grew up with He-Man, because they're like, well, that's not that's not, you have to find a balance somewhere in between. I think and I know some people hated this movie, or maybe a lot of people hated this movie, but I feel like what they did in Hercules with The Rock back in the day, I know it was out forever ago, but they kind of struck a fine line between where it was sort of gritty, but it has a lot of comedy in it, which I feel like they could do something like that and it would work, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. And again, I'm not convinced. It just feels so fucking Guardians of the Galaxy already, where it's like, oh, 10-year-old Prince Adam goes to Earth and has to find his magical sword and go back and fight Skeletor. It sounds too fucking I don't like that shit. I don't know.
Chronicles
Just
of
set it on
Narnia?
fucking Eternia, huh?
How about the Chronicles of my ass?
Yeah, it stinks. Nasty.
Yeah,
Don't turn the page. But yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm not a huge He-Man guy. I enjoyed the toys as a kid. I think the Skeletor memes are funny, but like I don't see that as a serious property. I'd be interested.
It's
The
not.
Magic
I think.
Land.
Well, they leaned. The comic books were grittier, and then when it became a kids' TV show in the '80s, they leaned more into the campy side of it, and then that's why they had the moral of the story. It was all about the friendship. He's like, hey, you know what happens when you don't tell the truth? I might punch you in the face. That's why you have to like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
but I don't like campy. He doesn't look like him.
A. Davis says Brad Sklenar is my top pick for DCU Batman. I don't know who the fuck that is, man. I'm gonna look though. Brandon Sklenar. Brandon Sklenar. I'm gonna look at this dude up. And I'm gonna tell you who
that sounds like a sleazy ass attorney that just fucked you over. Brandon Sklenar. God.
Yeah, figure out the spelling of your name, asshole.
Sklenar.
This dude is your pick for Batman. I can't say that I see it, but I haven't seen the guy in action.
Too good looking. I don't know. I'm not saying that Bruce Wayne's not good looking, but he's just like, that's just too much.
What? Hey there. I'm having a hard time not looking at you now. Cowboy. No, dude, you know who I think should be Batman? And I think it would be amazing. Alan Richardson. This fucking dude. This guy right here.
From what's his
from
name?
Reacher?
Reacher, yeah. That's he was actually like that's who they suggested that I couldn't think of his name. They suggested him as He-Man a long time ago.
Perfect. He'd crush it. Like, and he's a good actor too. Like he can play funny, he can play dramatic. He can beat the shit out of people. He reminds me of Arnold Schwarzenegger. He does nobody has Arnold Schwarzenegger's attitude, but just the sheer size of him alone, dude. Like, it's insane. He'd be a perfect fucking Batman, in my opinion.
Well, it depends on what kind of version of Batman you're going for. If you're going with the Ben Affleck Batman, he'd be perfect. But
yeah, I don't think.
But here's the thing: I never looked at
like emo Batman.
I love emo Batman because he glitters in the fucking sun. No, I do like Robert Pattinson. I do like Robert Pattinson quite a bit. I feel like that story is so good. But my point being is like it depends on what kind of version of Batman. But personally, I've always felt like Batman never really was like this big hulking monster of a guy. I never thought he was. I always felt like he was like a medium build type of dude with like a lot of martial. I feel like Christian Bale was a good balance. I didn't like Christian Bale as Batman necessarily, but I feel like he was like a good balance between what I think Batman physique should be. But then it makes sense though. Again, I know the Frank Miller comic book, it makes sense. Batman's a harder, grittier type, of dude. But I'm just saying, like, I never thought him that as that bulky of a dude.
That's fair. And I don't think he needs to be bulky like that either. I just think that if you're going to do that version of him, I mean, he's right there. Like he's right there. And I think it is kind of cool that you have a Batman who somebody with that much drive and discipline as Batman has, he could be believably be that size and just be a regular everyday dude. But yeah, I'm with you. Like, I don't mind Michael Keaton or a smaller guy being Batman. I think if you're, if you think you're too good to live, I will say to be Batman.
It's so weird how that's still controversial. If you say Christian Bale was not that great as a Batman, like, people still get pissed about that. And they're like, what the fuck? You smoke crack? Like, no, I just don't personally. I never.
Christian Bale is
an amazing actor, 100%. I never ever thought he was a great Batman ever.
Yeah, I think he might be my favorite Bruce Wayne though.
He's a good Bruce Wayne. Well, George Clooney was a good Bruce Wayne. He's just an awful Batman.
Yeah, and I do think Bale had his moments as Batman, but he had some really bad moments too. Like, where's the trigger?
Well, it wasn't even. Shit. Well, it's not even. I know that people would say, well, Heath Ledger just outshined everybody in The Dark Knight, and that's maybe why people remember him so like.
No, it's a silly ass voice.
Well, the voice was bad, and then there's something about him, dude. It just never really clicked with me as like Batman. Like, I don't know, and maybe it was the suit too. I hated the suit. The Batman Begins suit was the best suit they had, and then he started to look like a fucking motorcycle helmet by the third one.
Yeah, I love in the beginning of The Dark Knight though when he's like weirdly super tan and he's like cutting into the side of that van and he's making that crazy face. It's like he's fucking tweaking, bro. Let him tweak.
Yeah, he did look crazy. He looked a little bit more like American Psycho there. But yeah, I think it's funny how people still get mad about that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Brandon, I just read that. My bad. Deshaun Cheney, Deshaun Cheney says, Mike, they allowed cussing the whole time talking about Raw. They allowed it. I mean, I think I maybe heard one or two little cuss words in there, but I mean, they definitely didn't emphasize it. I mean, they didn't use it. It's like you have this extra tool to add some dynamic to what has become a stale product, and you didn't use it. Instead, you had a rapper smoking doobies in the crowd. Like, what? That was so corny to me for them to do that.
I'll be right back. I gotta go pee real quick.
Okie dokie dokie. Fiend. Fuck me. Jesus Christ, can it end already? I just want to throw myself off a fucking bridge when I hear that song. Gary explains why they chose a thin actor. He probably spends most the time as Adam. Someone said, well, who can play He-Man nowadays? I say Jack Retrack. Dude, that's so funny, Gary. We were just talking about that. Literally just talking about that. Obviously, this comment was from a little while ago, but we both agree. Yeah. And by the way, we are going to talk about Wolfman, and we're going to talk about the transformation. I'm not going to show the transformation, though, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Again, Universal released this. Universal, being the dumb fuck dicks they are, went out of their way to show the transformation of a werewolf movie in the advertisements. For those of you who want to see it, I will give plenty of warning for everyone to close their eyes for a second, and I'll show you the final product for like 2 seconds. If you don't want to see it, I'll just give you a chance to close your eyes. But for those who want to see it, I'll show that. But we won't watch the video. We'll get into thoughts on it when Jay's back. But my Lord Christmas, Christ of Niagara Falls. Hi, boys, says Jonathan. My profile pic walks near you. And what are you doing? Oh, Jesus, fuck, dude. I just saw it. I heard it, so I came out. I saw it, and I just pictured it with Thurman, and I was like, oh, what would I do with him with Thurman? And then I saw the face and fucking shit my pants. Holy hell biscuits. I punch it in the face and spray it with mace, and then I call the police and John Wayne Gacy. I just tried to make it rhyme again, and I couldn't do it. Tim McChicken, what's up, buddy? He says, hey, Dr. Loomis, I'll ask that Dr. Loomis that when he comes back here in a second. I don't know what my hair's doing that right there, but I don't like it. It looks weird. I look like I'm wearing a fucking toupee. Andre Lanoche, get it up, baby, and I'll go away. I love it, dude. Hey, Scream 7 started filming today. Scream 7 started filming today, and we actually have the first logo. I'll show this to you guys here. From Cremus, the second. We have the first logo from Scream. Obviously, this is just on the Clappy Cock board, but yeah, dude, it's pretty sick. The blood splatter across it. I like the way the 7 cuts into the M right there. That's pretty hot. I'd stick a finger of 5 in that. And I think it's pretty sweet. Director Kevin Williamson. Take one. They filmed in Atlanta. And you can see, I think it's in a bar that they're in right there. There's some pool tables in the back. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What
What's
a sad
favorite movie,
of
dude?
shit.
Your favorite movie's coming back. They started filming it today, Scream 7.
So stupid.
Are you excited?
Yep. Bursting with joy.
I know that you are. Tim McCheckon says, hey, Dr. Loomis, how was your Christmas with Michael? Happy New Year.
How was your Christmas with McDonald's, Tim? Huh? You always come in here with the dumbest questions. Michael was in a goddamn asylum. He got nothing. He got another 5 years to stare at a goddamn wall between electroshock therapy. That's what he got. How was your goddamn McChickens?
He also says, consider man sing the sign by Ace of Base.
Dude.
No.
Me throw the fan, and it opened up the eyes. Me throw the fan. No one's gonna drag you up to get into the light where you belong. I
don't know the rest of it.
All I know is now it's stuck in my fucking head forever and always. It's a great song though. Eric Zagranis, Taker Rhea moment was awesome. That was cool. Yeah, and I like again the women's match was the best, second best match of the night in my opinion to CM Punk match. Mm-hmm. Take that Diet Coke down, big man. Yeah.
I love diet soda.
Oh, you're like our hero, Donald Trump.
Does he like diet soda?
I think so. I'm pretty sure he drinks like 8.
It's even more magical now.
Or am I thinking of somebody else? I could be. Andre Lanonge says, need a live commentary of the Mankind versus Undertaker Hell in a Cell match. That 60 football was wild, dude.
That's
the best
fucking
match
crazy,
I've ever seen.
Yeah. I always thought he had a booger in his nose, and it turned out it was his fucking tooth. I was like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, dude. What they did on that day should be studied. That was the closest we've gotten to the fucking Gladiator Coliseum games in a long fucking time. Dude, and when you see some of those shots of Mankind after matches like that in the back and like the damage it does to him, I'm shocked that they didn't, like the WWF didn't get fucking sued for letting them do that for people's entertainment. That shit was good. Someone could have died so fucking easily.
Lots of OSHA violations going on around here. You're shut down, sir.
That shit was awesome. I hope they never do it again. It was fucking awesome, though. Mike Barton says Hard Eyes looks dope, but I'm also looking forward to Companion more because I think it's also going to be a good Valentine's Day slasher film.
Oh, I don't know what
dude,
that is.
it's fucking it's wild. It's the dude, it's Richie from Scream, but and the kid from The Boys. But I don't know if that's going to turn into a slasher film or not. I have no idea what the plot of that movie is going to be. I'm a little bit confused by it, but I think it's going to be good. It looks good. Faux show. Oh, one thing I want to talk about, dude, before we get into the rest of the super chats here and the rest of the news stories, I want to bring up this news story because it ties into what we were talking about earlier with the He-Man shit. And this is a really important thing, dude, when it comes to movie news that I think we have to pay attention to. Speaking of Christian Bale, American Psycho, as we talked about a couple shows ago, Austin Butler is supposed to play Patrick Bateman in a remake that's not a remake because it's supposed to focus more on the book. It's going to be by the director of what's the guy's name? What is it? I forgot it. Guadagnino, who directed Challengers and Queer, and with Daniel Craig in it. But the writer came out and said this, and they said, I heard somewhere from someone that there are no contracts for an American Psycho movie. Austin Butler hasn't signed anything to play Patrick Bateman. Luca doesn't have a deal. Scott Burns, who was supposed to write the screenplay, doesn't have a deal either. And goes on to say that the announcement was simply a way to test audiences' reaction to the news before the film was officially announced. From various sources that I have, this is just fake news that was put out there to see how an audience is going to react, he said. And dude, that they do this so much more often than people know. Like they will announce some crazy shit. Like how many times was the Crow movie announced? How many times was different TV shows and stuff like that announced? We've had it happen with Jason. We've had it happen possibly with Halloween before. I think that they will literally put out the news as a feeler and see how many impressions it gets and see how the internet reacts to it. And then based on that, they might go, never mind. We won't do it. I think they do this all the fucking time to us.
Fucking teasers. You know, it's like your girl being like, hey, you know, I've been thinking maybe we should have a threesome. And you're like, fuck yeah, honey. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And she's like, oh, so I'm not enough of a woman for you. I was just testing you. I'm like, what the fuck? And then you get kicked out. And you're like, God damn it. I thought you were being serious. How is it my fault? Anyway, the point being is, yes, I don't like this kind of shit, but that's exactly what it is. I don't know what the overall like reaction's been. Personally, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think that you're going to be able to replace what Christian Bale did and the amazing work that he put in for American Psycho. Austin Butler is a fine actor, and I could see him particularly. I could see him doing the role. I just don't know how well it's going to. I just don't think it's. Maybe it's not the right. Maybe that movie should never be remade. It's perfect the way that it is, in my opinion. Just like The Crow, perfect in the way that it is.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, dude. And again, when I realized it wasn't a remake and that they were just going to take from other aspects of the book and do their own thing, I was a little less butthurt about it, but I still don't think it needs to be touched. I think American Psycho is a one of one. There's no other movie like it. It's fucking weird. It's dark. It's depraved. It's funny as shit. It's quotable as fuck. It's amazing. It's Oscar-worthy directed and acted. I just don't think there's any movie like it in the entire world, and I don't think there ever will be again. And I don't see a reason to ever fucking touch it. It's a weird shit fucking movie that you can't grasp again.
I think it showcases a problem with Hollywood. They don't have any fucking original ideas anymore. It's always remake this, reboot this, redo this. It's like reimagine this. Just fucking. It's like at least Hard Eyes. You can look at that and be like, man, that's a new take. Maybe it sucks. I don't know. It looks good, but maybe it won't be good. But at least they're trying different. Thanksgiving was another one. I mean, at least they're trying different things. They're not constantly remaking a popular franchise from long ago. You know what I mean? So I think, and here's the thing, there was rumors like years ago, and I was like, I knew that shit wasn't going to happen, but they were like rumors that they were trying, or they're hoping that one day they'll be able to remake Back to the Future, and they were going to cast like fucking Justin Bieber to play Marty McFly, and then some other dumbass cast. And I was like, that would be awful. All you're going to do is tarnish the legacy of that movie. Again, that's a movie that's perfect. Back to the Future is perfect. You don't need to fuck with that ever again. And I think that Bob Gale and Zemeckis were like, yeah, as long as they're alive, they're never going to remake it. Because I think they talk about doing a fourth one, and they're like, they're not going to do a fourth one. And there was rumors going around that they were thinking about it, and I think Gale and Zemeckis both have firmly said they're never going to touch that again.
Yeah, could Austin Butler pull off the role? I really don't know. I only saw him in Elvis. Somebody in the chat said he can't act. He just did a really good Elvis impersonation once, and I was like,
he's all right.
I haven't really seen him in anything else except for Dune. And he was playing a weird fuck in that, so it's like hard to tell. He wasn't really like carrying anything in that, so it's hard to tell as well. It's more of a visual perspective.
I think, I think he's got the look. And again, if the script was strong, I think he'd be fine. I think he's a good enough actor that he can follow direction and pull that off. I just don't think it would ever. I think it would never hold up to what the Bell movie, and it's always going to be compared. It would just fall short. I don't know. I just think it's a mistake. So
yeah,
so really, say no to the threesome. If your girl brings it up, like first say no, and then find out later if she was being
And if they say they don't want anything for Valentine's Day, that one's coming up. You don't listen either. Okay, trust us. I don't care what they say.
I know from experience, dude.
I love you, man. Thank you. Okay, where were we here? Where were we here? This band blows goats. I have proof.
Can I watch? What? Oh shit.
Okay, here we are. Crazy Saint. Sup, motherfuckers.
Hey.
You could pick. Who would it be? Ace Ventura, Return of the Pet Detective, or Austin Powers 4? Also, how badass would a new Manhunt game be? Love you, sexy bitches. Stay safe and stay blessed.
Thanks, man. Out of those two, I would 100% want to see Return of the Pet Detective.
Yeah.
I really would. I'm not saying Austin Powers 4 would be fun. I don't know, man. But there's something about Mike Myers. I just feel like I don't know if he would really be into it as much as he was. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's something really off about Mike Myers lately. Jim Carrey's crazy, but it feels like he's coming back to like enjoying it. But I feel like Mike Myers made a fuck ton of money on the Shrek series, and he's like, fuck it. I don't need to do anything else. So I don't know if his heart would be in it, even though he's hinted at doing an Austin Powers 4. I just don't know. Yeah. I would rather see a Return to the Pet Detective.
Weirdly enough, dude, it would depend for me on like what director's going to do the movie. What kind of tone is Pet Detective going to be? If it's this really like shitty looking cinematography, like I know it's not, we're not talking about Citizen Kane here, but like I don't doubt Jim Carrey could pull it off. But you really need a special team of people to do the hair right, to do the story right and stuff like that, and just make it feel like a natural comedy again and not some nostalgia ass. You know, what a lot of people feel Dumb and Dumber 2 sucked. I actually enjoy that movie because it's not good.
I didn't think it was good. I didn't like that movie at all. I think there was parts of it, but I think that what had happened with that movie was some of the jokes had they just got stale. They were no longer really, it just didn't work anymore. And also I think that studios they play it safe too much, and they're like, well, we can't get away with certain things, so we gotta neuter this shit. And like,
Ace Ventura had some gnarly jokes in it that they would not do today.
No. So I don't know. We'll see. Well, especially the first one. This is the worst case of hemorrhoids I have ever seen.
Oh, yeah. Or the way she thanks
Roger Predactor died. He found Captain Winky.
I know what there is. Your gun.
That kind of surgery could be done over the weekend, but I don't think the doctor in his busy schedule could have found the time to get rid of big old Mr. Kadish.
Even Dan Burrito was like, oh, God.
Oh my God! Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is a man. Oh my God!
I kissed a man. No, but Austin Powers 4, I have zero interest in. I actually think Austin Powers is one of those rare movies that actually got worse with age.
Yeah, Goldfinger was not that great. I mean, it was all right. I liked it. There were some funny parts in it, but as a movie, after The Spy Who Shagged Me, it was not even up to par, not even close.
I've gone back and tried to watch them a couple times over the past few years, and I just, man, it hurts. I do not like parts of my youth dying, but it's just not nearly as funny as I thought it was back then. It's weird.
And was it Goldmember? I can't remember. Austin Powers 3. What was it called? Goldfinger. I don't remember.
Goldmember.
Goldmember. Yeah, isn't that the one? Or maybe he always had it. I just never
I
noticed
love
it.
gold.
They gave, well, yeah, that. But didn't they give Dr. Evil like ice blue eye contacts or something? It was a weird looking.
I don't remember that. I remember the
Maybe
Goldmember guy
I
being
just
really
remembering
weird.
it weird. Midgets. They smell like cabbage. Small hands. Circus folk.
Oh,
Oh,
hey,
he's a circus folk.
We really appreciate that crazy saying. That was a good question, by the way. JG, Customs, Loomis, Slenderman, and Chalice singing Defying Gravity from Wicked. Why did you saw the transformation clip? Did you not learn from Pet Cemetery 2019? First off, I don't know that song. I watched that movie. I don't know anything about that movie. I don't know if you do or not.
I know that you can rent the motherfucker for $26 on Amazon. Jesus Christ. I'm taking this.
We already bought it. We
No,
bought it for the kids.
I was going to
$30.
let April watch it, and she was like, oh, it's $26. Like, I don't love you that much. What are you doing? Crazy? You got rent.
Get back in your cage.
We got rent coming up, honey. No, no, she was not interested for $26, but I know it did well, but I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I have no idea, man. And dude, we'll go into the transformation clip here right after I change my battery, but I watched it because I'm a dirty, filthy slut. I don't know why I watched it. I shouldn't have, but Universal shouldn't have released it. The goddamn thing's what they shouldn't have done. We'll talk about that here in a minute. I'll be right back.
Pet Cemetery?
The Wolfman transformation clip.
Yeah. I was like, JT, why are you saying did you not learn from Pet Cemetery? Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you didn't like. I like Pet Cemetery 2019. I don't think it's nearly as scary as the original Pet Cemetery, but I thought it was pretty good.
I think they stole something in the marketing.
Yeah, I still think that in the original Pet Cemetery, that when the father loses Gage and that scream, dude, that was so it was so good. It was so like heartbreaking. It really was. It was such an amazing acting performance. And then in the remake, bigger budget, a little bit more flashy, but the guy that played the father in that, not even in my opinion, and he's a good actor, don't get me wrong, the guy that played the dad in the remake, I don't feel like he was the same caliber of an actor as the guy that played him in the original.
Yeah, who was that? It was the dude that was also in Terminator.
I don't know. I don't know. That was the only movie I ever remember seeing him in, but he was great.
Yeah, I forgot the dude.
And the story, and again, that fucking Zelda thing was way scarier in the original one. Way scarier.
I like the remake too. Like I enjoyed it for what it was. It wasn't great. I didn't like it as much on the second watch. I lost a battery, but
by the way, JT, I know that you aren't saying anything about Pet Cemetery, but that's what we call feeling dead air because Mike was changing his battery. So I was like, I'll talk about that for a second, and that's what we get.
It was literally like camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1. Camera 2. Okay, I'm done.
And her name was Cassandra.
Mr. President. Combo, you asshole.
You don't know Frampton Comes Alive because everybody knows Frampton Comes Alive.
God, I love those movies so much. Game on! Game on!
We both know there's no film in this camera.
And I never learned to read. Hey, guys, we're in Delaware. Yeah. Casper, hey guys, Scream 7 started filming today. Yes, my friend, it did. We were talking about that just a bit ago, which I'm sure you saw. We're a little bit behind on these. Appreciate you,
Made
Casper.
for her pleasure. Ew.
Whatever you say, Benjamin. Gary says, have you seen the new trailer for Popeye's Revenge? The only thing that looks good is the hot women. Hopefully there's nudity. Dude, I know I haven't. I loathe those goddamn stupid fucking movies, and I think they're a travesty. They're an actual shit stain on the underwear of the horror industry.
I gotta watch it. You know what? Because based on the trailers I've seen, it does kind of remind me of maybe they do suck, but they kind of remind me of like that Trauma Studios with Toxic Avenger and shit, like where it's just like gnarly as hell. It's out there. It's meant to be like over the top fantastical.
I think it's just meant to make a quick dollar.
Well, so was Toxic Avenger, and I still fucking like that.
Well, I think Toxic Avenger had some levels of art and stuff to it, though. You know?
Yeah. Whatever happened to that fucking remake? By the way, that movie, if they ever remade it with Peter Dinklage, it'd probably be good. All right, I'm not. That's one of the exceptions because Toxic Avenger was not a perfect movie. So if they want to remake that one and put some cool shit in it, that's cool. But
yeah, they made it. It's in the can. They just can't find anybody to sell it to.
Dude. It probably fucking sucks.
But yeah, I don't know. Michael Paughton says for Aquaman, I wish Momoa had the opportunity to shave his beard off, cut his hair short, and dye it blonde. I would have gotten so hyped. I think that actually would have looked better.
yeah. For Arthur, there was 2 different versions of him, but yeah, the original idea of Aquaman, blonde hair, blue eye, Captain America looking Steve Rogers dude. I guess so, but I don't know. Either way, I feel like they were like, because the idea of Aquaman, the actual Aquaman, he's very boring. He's very flat on the comic book page. I am the king of Atlantis. Like he talks like that. So I feel like they were like, yeah, people are gonna be like, this is a fucking dork. We got to make him like sexy and drink alcohol, get liver poisoning while a big wave splashes up behind him, and then he takes his shirt off, and girls like, oh my god, it's so hot, and that's what we have to do. All right. That's all we got to do. That's all he's gonna do.
That's how it's done. JK said if Lesnar could act, he would look great as He-Man.
He would be a scary fucking He-Man. No, dude, Lesnar. No, dude, he looks like Beastman or Trap fucking. He looks like Trapjaw he's like Skeletor's henchman. No, dude, he would not.
He's a frightening fucking dude, man. Tiffany Hoffman, thank you, says no pro wrestlers for He-Man or She-Ra. What you got against wrestlers, huh?
I don't think. Well, Alan Richardson, is that his name? He's not a wrestler.
Yeah.
He just looks like
no.
him. He would.
Yeah.
But you might be right. Well, because there's not many that can act, and it just I don't know. Yeah, you probably are right. I probably wouldn't want a wrestler either.
Anything is possible. Florida Dan says, isn't it Die Hard consensus right away or Die Hard?
Die Hard, I think, with the HARD capitalized.
Hard. Yeah, I'm gonna go Die Hard.
Yeah,
like
they're not saying just
die.
Fucking die hard. Yeah,
I
think it's Die Hard. Yeah.
Die Hard.
Then again, it could be the other way too. Like it was the bad guys. He was like, die. Why won't you just die hard?
I can't decide now.
I'm gonna go with the second one, Die Hard.
It actually sounds cooler the first way, though. If you're like, die hard, then it does going, die hard.
Well, that's like a jump scare in the title. Like, why are you screaming? Like, I know, to die.
Sure. Did you want me to die softly?
I get it.
That's a good question. Pablo G says, what do you guys think about I Know What You Did Last Summer being halted until Jennifer Love Hewitt agrees on a script? I have not heard this. I thought she signed on. I thought this was over. What do you speak of?
Well, I know there was that drama going on with Sarah Michelle Gellar and her. Supposedly there was like this back and forth thing going on. I don't know. And then I think she was, I guess in not so many words, Gellar kind of without saying it, obviously, but that she was a diva. And I Know What You Did Last Summer, that she had to make sure that Sarah Michelle Gellar was not going to be returning for the sequel, that she had to be killed off. That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
That's what I heard, dog. No, so it was literally just like you can read between the lines when these two talk about each other. You can tell they hate each other's fucking guts.
Yeah.
Someone asked Sarah Michelle Gellar about her returning, and she's like, her face literally just dropped, and she's
that's what
it was a fucking Mean Girl's face. And they've had issues before, and a lot of rumors and stuff going on. But just the way they talk about each other in the press, like these chicks fucking hate each other, dude.
All right, that's it. You guys get into the tub, bikini wrestling. We're gonna settle it right now. Someone get some mud, throw it in there too.
Yeah, that's
mud
how they handle
time.
Things.
Well, listen, I don't know. I always Jennifer Love Hewitt could be a diva. It wouldn't be that surprising. It's Hollywood after all. But I don't. If they're waiting, if they're holding up a whole production, that could be too. She'd be the star of the movie.
So I don't know. We don't know our ass from elbows, but I see it the other way around though. Sarah Michelle Gellar's married to Freddie Prinze Jr., right? Her best friend, Sarah Michelle Gellar's best friend is directing the movie, right? And Jennifer Love Hewitt didn't want to sign on until she knew that the character was going to be treated. She didn't want to come on for basically a cup of coffee cameo. She wanted her character to actually have something to it. And she said this, so I think that was the holdup. And I don't know if it was Sarah Michelle Gellar and them still having some stuff behind her and her telling the director or whatever, but it kind of seems that way. Like Freddie Prinze was there. They were filming the movie without her, and they were just going to recast her as somebody else if she didn't sign on. So I really don't think she was holding up the production. I think she was just trying to make sure she wasn't screwed over.
I don't know.
By someone who she didn't feel that comfortable with her character in their hands of that.
Well, it's not like a fucking legendary character. Let's be honest there. Come on, Jennifer.
For her career, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's your highlight. Good job. This is it, as big as you're going to get, so enjoy it.
He is no Brad, but you are so Gwyneth. JK says, a movie that could actually benefit from a remake, Disturbing Behavior. I love the original, but it could definitely be better. Dude, 100% agree with you.
I love disturbing behavior, dude. I actually picked that over The Faculty, and you're right. I think I feel like I felt like that movie was so good, but I felt like there were parts of it that were missing. Like they didn't either. There was a lot of shit cut from that movie that could have been better as far as like world building that would have made it even like shine through more. But yeah, I agree. I think that would be a really good, especially now. Like you could fucking make you like with all the indoctrination with TikTok and shit and the weirdos like that are like I don't know. Yeah, you could have a ball with that shit.
Yeah, I totally agree with you as well. I would like them to keep the '90s vibe to it because I think that's what made it special. But look at what they're doing with Hard Eyes. You know, it has the whole Scream-esque vibe to it and stuff like that, but it's modernized. If they did that, there's a cool story there. That could kick ass.
I like it. I like that idea. Good suggestion, JK.
Yeah, and those are the kind of movies they should remake. Movies that were good ideas that were maybe not perfectly executed. I like that movie too, but like you said, it's definitely got issues.
I've always, I don't know. You know what? To be fair, I think that movie's great. I really wouldn't want to see a remake to it because I don't know what they do with it, especially because modern Hollywood. I don't know, but Monster Squad would be a kind of cool one. But then again, all they would do was make it like Stranger Things, and it would be like, oh, here we fucking go. Like it would be like that. It would be very like watered down and shit. I would make if I were going to remake Monster Squad, I'd make it a little scarier. That's what I'd probably do. Make it a little bit more like edgier, but keep the same humor involved with it.
Yeah. But I'd be down to watch it for sure. Let me see here.
Little Monsters could benefit from a remake. I like
What?
Little Monsters. Little Monsters.
Little Monsters is dope. That's
I
a good
love
movie.
Little Monsters. Yeah.
Howie Mandel just creeps me the fuck out. Jeff Harris, have you guys ever played the Punisher game from 2005?
Yeah,
dude.
I love that fucking game. I have it. I literally bought it on eBay like 3 years ago, but I don't have a fucking old Xbox to play it on. I just wanted it. I was like, I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah, dude. Thomas Jane did the voice. I would love to see a new Punisher game. Man, we both love that game. That Punisher game was fucking sick.
Amazing game. I played that and beat that game so many fucking times, dude. Yeah, and the fact that they got Thomas Jane to come back and reprise his role and voice the character, I think that show because there was a lot of rumors that Thomas Jane didn't give a fuck about the Punisher character, like he didn't care, and they like phoned it in. I was like, the only one that phoned shit in was John Travolta's hairline and him.
Yeah.
but I'm saying, Thomas Jane, the reason why it kind of that movie, the Punisher movie, it was shackled by the fact that they didn't want to push it the rated R at all. Like they held back, and that's why it felt so like people were like, well, this is so pussified as far as the Punisher movies, and at least in Warzone but that was different because again, Thomas Jane was shackled by the fact that the studio was not going to risk a rated R movie at that time. But yes, dude, the game, amazing game, and I wish they would just release it on Xbox Marketplace or whatever and let people play it again.
Yeah, that would be dope. Also, another good game that just popped in my head. You remember Black?
Oh yeah,
Black,
yeah,
just Black.
Oh,
I think it was just called Black.
The game, yeah, with the bullets on the cover.
Yeah, that was a fun game. That was Call of Duty-esque. And then, no, that's the one I was thinking about. Yeah, it's Black with just the bullets all over it. That was a dope game. I don't know why that just popped in my head. I totally forgot about that game until just now, but I really enjoyed it. Michael Pod Cotton, I love Wicked, and I'm there for part 2, day 1.
Yeah, I heard they're splitting it into 2 parts, or is it 3 parts? I don't know. It's big ass fucking movie.
The girls loved it, man. They've already watched it like 3 times in the past week, so we got our money's worth out of it for sure. Daniel Flores says, what is the most effective way a horror film can tap into primal fears? And which recent movie do you think successfully achieved? That's a good question, Daniel. This is too smart for us. That's a good question.
Yeah, effective. I feel like phobias can work because a lot. You know what? One of the best horror movies I remember watching. It was forever ago. It wasn't recent, but it was Bug with Michael Shannon in it. Yeah. And it was preying on people's like paranoia and how you can get sucked into someone else's delusion if you let yourself be. And I think that was fucking scary. And I feel like, well, Mike and I both suffered. I feel like panic attacks or night terrors that people suffer. I feel like tapping into something like that and then making a horror movie around it, feeling you're trapped in this fear you can't control. I think that would work. But yeah, I feel like that's the way to do it. But as far as a recent horror movie that successfully achieved that, I can't really think of one that like I can't really think of anything that pops in my head with something like that.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. I think my mind always goes to like people will roll their eyes at this, but my mind always goes to Scream because not just in how great of a movie it was, but the way that they brought it home and they took the idea of the slasher and remolded it to be this everyday occurrence happening in a high school in a suburban town where everybody has really nice homes. It brought it home. And I think that whenever a horror movie can actually take something in your real life and a fear that you have in your real life that hasn't been exploited before and can do that, I think those are the ones that truly become game changers. Freddy did it with Dreams. Right. Scream did it with just, being a home alone in a suburban neighborhood.
Well, Halloween did it
with the same way, but with escape mental patient, down the road. Each of those great ones have. Texas Chainsaw Massacre does it with the hillbillies in deep Texas, although you could kind of go wrong turn there.
Speaking of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I didn't know this, but the director of and I can't remember William Friedkin. I can't say his last name. The one that directed The Exorcist.
Friedkin.
Yeah, the one that he introduced the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at some kind of screening or whatever. And to him, he said it was one of the greatest, or if not the greatest, horror movie he's ever watched. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because he was introducing the movie, and he still has high respect for it. And he was talking about Tobe Hooper and how great it was. And he's like, he said it scared the fuck out of him. And this is the guy that directed The Exorcist saying this.
Yeah. I think those are two staples of anyone's top 5 scariest movies of all time. I mean, not anyone's, but like most people's. So that man,
I feel like the primal fears. Yeah, I think that, tapping into that is just like everyday things that everyone takes for granted or they don't think twice about, and then just using that as a way to tell the horror story. I think that would, I don't know. I mean, every day you look in the fucking mirror or something. I don't know, doing something with that. But for me, panic attacks would be like, because you're watching and you get dragged into it. Shit, I don't know.
Yeah, The Nightmare is a documentary about night terrors that is fucking scary as shit. Rodney Asher directed it. It's so underrated, man. It's fucking scary as shit. Merkins are in here. What's up, dudes?
Hey,
how's it going, you sexy fuckeronies?
Sing me a song, Roy. Now.
Can
he carry a tune?
I don't know what's what popped in my head. But also, great fucking point, Blu-ray Addict. Brain Scan would make for a great fucking remake. Yep, that's a perfect movie for a remake. They'd probably fuck it up. So talking about fears, dude, that again, just going back to the same thing. Everyone's had a dream where they committed a crime and they went home or were hiding from the police and saw sirens, like or some variation of that dream. I have a lot. Also, I murder people. So
that wasn't. Oh shit, that was a dream. I just thought I got drunk and caught a felony. Oh fuck, it was a dream. No, it wasn't real. There's a
dead hooker in your trunk right now. But
I haven't been with a hooker today, so fuck you.
That movie played on that so well. Like when he plays the game, he goes into this dream state. You can see his hands, his arms. He sees he's murdering someone, and then he wakes up and realizes, "Oh my god, the police are after me!" Just taps right in. The Brain Scan's fucking underratedly scary. Really they just kind of fucked up some of the production, but what are you gonna do, Gary? You need to watch it. They say Popeye drowned and now he's back. When the teens open up the camp, sound familiar? There is one part where he punches the woman's chest while she's riding a dude.
That's fun though. It's like, I'm all out of spinach, but I'm gonna open up a can of your ass. So it was corny, but it would work in the movie. Okay.
This is what I'm talking about with these movies, man. It's crazy. We're just talking about the Merkins in here. The effort and the production and the money and everything that they put into making their music videos so good. It's like 6 times the effort it feels like these people make with these fly-by-night rights grab movies. So I just don't respect it. And I think it's just bad. Hey, come see the Fathom event for 3 days because we made Popeye a murder and there's titties. Like, bro, I can just watch porn online these days. Like, no one needs to go to the movie theater just to see some titties, okay? It's ridiculous. And you pay even more than a ticket price. You have to pay extra for a Fathom event. So these fucks can... I hate it.
Women are stupid, and I don't respect them. That's right. I just have sex with them. Show me your genitals. That was a song, by the way, John LaJoie. I'm not just saying that.
Old people burning. Put your hands up. It's kind of messed up. But yeah, let's talk about, first Dana Flores, thank you, buddy. Says, I'm fucking with you guys. I used AI to get a smart question. I didn't even understand the question, but you answered it. We tried our
asshole. Fuck Daniel. I was like, oh, we're having a very philosophical thing. And then he comes in and says, I was just using Chat GPT, you dumbasses.
How do you guys think about the taste of men's cum? That's what I actually wanted to ask you. Okay?
Yeah, let's break that down.
All right, so let's talk about the Wolfman. First off, I'm gonna give you all fair warning. Just close your eyes. If you don't want to see what the Wolfman's gonna look like, close your eyes now. and I'll tell you when to reopen them. Okay, you don't have to leave. I'm just going to show it for a second. But this is the end of the transformation. I won't show the whole transformation because I think it's donkey do. But here he comes. That's what the fucking Wolfman looks like in the Wolfman movie. That is what the Wolfman looks like at the end of the transformation. And now I'm turning it off. And 3, 2, 1. You can look safely again if you don't want to be spoiled.
I thought, yeah, dude, when I saw that, I was like, motherfucker's not done cooking yet. You took that shit out and served it raw. What the fuck is that? Is that a hairless chicken? What the fuck is that? Because yeah, no, yeah, it's like one of those little baby birds. I was like, oh, that's an ugly ass fucking thing. It's not done yet. It's got to cook a little longer. It's got to, grow up, and then it'll be a beautiful bird. I'm saying, here's the thing. I didn't know. I got into a whole thing. I went down a rabbit hole about this. All right. So he gets
these circus midgets could not hold their booze.
Circus smells like cabbage, small hands. No, I was saying, so in the trailer, he's scratched, right? And then he starts transforming into a werewolf. Well, I was looking this shit up. Because my wife's a huge fan of American Werewolf in London. And in that movie, he gets bit. But she always thought he got scratched, and that's how he became a werewolf. And I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense. They have to fucking bite you to get, that infection. So he just got scratched. And I was like, okay, well, maybe they're playing around like he only got part of it. Like, that's why he's not a fully formed werewolf yet. Like, he's a part, like, hybrid, because he didn't get bit. I know it was going down a fucking rabbit hole, and I'm being crazy folk right now, but I'm saying, like, and then I was like, no, they're actually going that's the look they're going for. It looked like shit. And I was like, maybe they're only showing part of it, because there is one scene after that when they showed that, when he's like looking up at the trees, maybe he hadn't fully gone into the full-on transformation yet. I don't know. By
the way, that is, I will give the scene. I cannot believe they showed it. Like, why would you show the fucking one of the highlights of the movie a week before it comes out? But I did think it was dope as hell when you see his eyes adjust to the trees and how they turned all those different colors and stuff. That was cool as fuck. And the nails was cool. That was gross looking.
Yeah.
And the fact that he breaks his own jaw to pull it out there was all right. But the transformation was just kind of fine. I mean, I could name 5 better ones just off the top of my head immediately. And I thought that the first trailer for this, dude, looked spectacular. Especially the way that Winnell does the lighting when he's sitting there and like the light goes down to focus on him and everything around him's black. That was dope as fuck. I like how stripped down it is. And it's just at its core, it's a family in a farmhouse and this thing chasing them. But I just can't get behind that look. That is ridiculously stupid.
I think it's going to be a good movie. I think it's going to be extremely atmospheric, and I think it's going to be a really good story. But yeah, the look itself is pretty bad. I hope they go back and redesign it and put some fucking hair on that body, boy. Shit, eat some goddamn meat. You got to grow some hair. But I don't know what. Yeah, I didn't like the. Yeah,
I think this dude asked me for a cigarette behind the 76 station the other day. Like,
that guy looks like. Yeah, this guy looks like he smells like pee and unemployment. Like, that you like, and desperation. It's bad. He looks like that guy that comes to your like panhandles at the stoplight. You're like, fuck that guy again. But anyway, I'm not a fan of the look, and I hope that they redesign. They do something with it. But again, maybe it's only part of it, and you're going to see the full-on Wolfman transformation toward maybe the middle or the end of the movie. Maybe they're only going to show a part of it. Maybe that's what it is.
I think that's a hope too. Like I've seen some people say that, like they're just showing this part. Later on, he's going to develop into the full wolf. Yeah, I'm really sick of like these wolf men that look more like men than wolves. Like, give us a fucking wolf, dude. Give me a fucking. You got to fuck the bear. Go in the woods. You fuck the bear. Fuck the bear. Give us a wolf.
I think that's true. I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just didn't like that initial transformation, but maybe the chat's probably right. That's probably going to be like 45 minutes, and then the rest of it he'll be full on Wolfman or something. Like, if 45 minutes of the movie he transforms, and then the rest of it's he's full on Wolfman.
Yeah, and I'm hoping so, because I do have faith in Lee Winnell. I think what he's done, Upgrade was dope, right? Obviously, a writer of Saw. What he's done with Insidious, and obviously, of course, the start of the monster movie resurgence with Invisible Man. And I like that people are saying it's different, but that's the second part of this we were going to talk about is the damn. They screened it for some people. Blumhouse is supposed to have another screening tonight in LA. Screening tonight in LA, but because of the wildfires, they weren't able to.
I guess our invitation got lost in the mail, huh, Blum?
again. But they did screen it the other night. And there's just one little handful of reactions that have come out. Can you guess what they are?
Negative, I guess.
No, over the top, way over. It's a Blumhouse personal screening, and I'm not saying anything about any of these people.
Yeah.
This is just what I'm saying is they wine and dine you. You know, you're at the big event, you're feeling great, you're sitting right next to the guys who made the movie, probably talking to them. You know, I think that these events are really bad judges of how movies actually are, but I hope they're right. Yeah, we've got Wolfman is not just terrifying. It packs an emotional punch. I found myself jumping out of my skin and then shedding tears. The acting is top notch and the cinematography is insane. The way the camera switches POVs provides a masterclass in horror. I loved it.
Good for you.
Yeah,
good for you. You had experience. Sounds like you had an orgasm too.
I hope that's how I know it's a good movie, is when my pants are sticky.
Orgasm.
This one, again, Wolfman will leave you afraid of the dark. Again, how badly do you need to get on that poster? And again, Blumhouse is retweeting all these. Watch this movie with my feet up on the chair because I was terrified of what could grab my ankles.
Sounds like you were in a prison shower. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's just fucking insane, dude. That's like, why are you worried about what's going to grab your fucking ankles in a movie theater? It's not a fucking theater snake. It doesn't even. He's not crawling under your fucking seat. Just a suspenseful thrill from start to finish. Chris Rabbit's a star. I love him so much. Lee Winnell's Wolfman's pulse-pounding, super fun take on classic werewolf cinema. Less is more effective in this tale of generational guilt. He must have met my parents. The infected Wolfman design also works far better on screen. So I guess we'll see what that's
well,
like.
it says very different, but also complementary to the Invisible Man. Yeah.
Which I love that. Like if this feels like a soul sister to Invisible Man, I think that's a really cool thing. I can be pumped about that. And then Wolfman is some of the most excellent horror in recent memory. A slow transformation will sicken you, but it tells a story.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that packs a familial punch. Hopefully what he means by slow transformation is throughout the film. And maybe you're right.
I'm glad that they, people are, it's got positive reviews, but yeah, you got to take it with a grain of salt because you don't know if it's a private screening. I mean, they're not going to like come in and take a dump on it and be like, God, this was the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. I can't wait to see the next screener.
Yeah. So there was one guy was like, it was pretty good. Like it's not the greatest thing ever, but it was pretty good. But everything else, as is typical with these screenings, is like, fuck, this movie jerks me off.
Yeah,
7 times, and my wife liked to watch it. I don't know.
That sounds great. But yeah, Mike and I got shafted by Blumhouse after they sent us a little candy package, crickets and shit for Truth or Dare. And as soon as we took a dump on that movie, guess what? All the candy packages stopped. It's like, you guys are pieces of shit that you didn't fucking shill for my goddamn movie. I sent you candy packs. I sent you things in the mail.
It was crazy. I didn't even hate that movie that bad. It was kind of fun. It sucked, but it was kind of fun too.
No, that was a fun video. They said it's like dried crickets. Like, that's your appreciation? You said it's dry crickets.
That was fun. That was a fun video.
It was a fun video.
If you guys want to see us eat weird shit and play Truth or Dare, it's still on there.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. You got to take it with a grain of salt. Like, people do shill for movies. It's an unfortunate thing, but it does happen quite a bit.
Yeah, dude. Blumhouse kicked me out of a streaming event for one of the Halloween movies. Because I made a couple dick jokes in the chat. They fucking banned me from the chat. I was like, all right, yeah, we know where this is going. I think that they do a really hardcore sweep and cleanse of and really Universal. I think Universal's dirty with the way they do things. You will notice, I mean, every single thing gets copyright claimed. They show everything in their trailers. They really don't give a fuck about the final payoff. I think Universal is one of the most money-driven studios of all the money-driven studios out there.
They're pretty bad. Well, Disney's pretty bad too, and so is Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo.
I think Nintendo's actually the worst. Like, Nintendo will strike your whole fucking channel. Like, you dare show Mario? You saw Mario? You die.
It's a me, Mario. Papa Hades. Who don't want to hate it? How about Jay? How you guys doing? Also, Jay, there's something moving behind you. Oh my God, there is.
Whatever. Oh yeah, it's my Pumpkinhead poster. Do you like?
It's your bills coming up.
Oh God, they're going to be awful this year.
Hey, doing great, Papa. It's good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Okay, you read for Michael. I got to go pee really bad again.
All right, show us though. Show us your dick. Oh, Just like when you go to Pornhub now and that woman's sitting there in her chair, like, well, 30-year congressman, and you're like, ah. But then one day it's on there and you're like, sweet, I don't have to risk viruses on my Are we live right now? Oh, God. I think it's going to be awesome like The Invisible Man was for me. I'm also super hyped that James Wan's going to direct Creature from the Black Lagoon. I do anything James Wan's going to direct, I'm pumped for. It's like, it's like the Sam Raimi thing. And I don't blame him because I'd rather produce films than direct them myself because you just get to pick shit and you get to do all the fun stuff, but all the weight is not the same for a producer, I feel like, than it would be for a director. So yeah, I don't blame him, but I'm really sick of great directors wasting all their talent just producing other people's movies. Like get back in the fucking seat, Juan, you fuckhole. Because as we know, him producing things does not mean anything for the quality of a film. The Conjuring universe spinoffs. It's all about who's in control when it comes down to the true quality of it. They be catfishing us with these producers sometimes. From the people who brought you The Evil Dead. It's like, no, it's not the same as that. It's not at all. Yeah, man. I'm excited for it. Colton Candler, what's up, dude? He says, "Sup, boys? What's some of y'all's favorite man-eater movies other than Jaws? Mine are The Grey, our second movie review we ever did. Liam Neeson's The Grey. The Edge, fucking, that's mine. I love that movie, dude. Alec Baldwin, Anthony Hopkins. We're going to kill the motherfucker. Love The Edge. And Anaconda, great John Voight performance in that one. Man-eater movies, though, as in its entirety, I mean, you could obviously go Jurassic Park for sure, but oh, man. I know what is say you're also in the chats. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Like, what's your favorite man-eater movies? I like Eight-Legged Freaks. That's pretty good. Tremors. I think Tremors counts as a man-eater movie for sure. So that one's got to be up there. Dude, if you want to see one of the most vicious bear attacks you've ever seen in your life, there's a bear movie called Bear. Fuck, what's that name of that movie? Bear Country or something like that. I reviewed it a long-ass time ago. Oh, what was it called? The Revenant had a good one. Bat Country. Watch Bat Country just for that one bear attack scene. It's fucking scary as shit, dude. What's your favorite man-eater? Definitely your ex-wife, but we know that.
Her pussy, there's nothing that escaped, not even light. It's a black hole vagina.
Black hole vagina?
I don't know, man. That's a good question.
Jurassic
Park.
Lake Placid.
Well, no, I was going to say The Blob. I did like the remake of The Blob, but it's not really. I guess that could be considered a man-eater because it is. Yeah, I would pick that, but that's what I.
Pat said Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea is good. It's corny fun, but it's all right.
Yeah, there's some good answers there. Good question, Colton.
Thank you, Colton.
Good fucking question, but goddamn, do I love The Edge?
Colton, by the way, Colton's up there. He's like, I'm waiting on you guys to like show up for Rivals for real. Look, I'm waiting.
Yeah,
I saw him playing it the other day. I was like,
I'm gonna download it. I'm gonna play it a little bit with MJ, figure out the mechanics of it, and then on this next Patreon stream, we'll get down on it. We'll get down in it.
For sure. I'm actually looking forward to it. It's been a while since I played in like a multiplayer game, so
I'm excited. Azteca Aguilaro 4. I sent True Form of Nosferatu to your Instagram. What does that mean?
The true form of Nosferatu. It's just a naked picture with his wiener out. With fangs
I would show up, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it. If you're talking about what he looks like in the movie, because I know a lot of people haven't seen it yet, but I'll check that out later. Azteca, it's good to see, buddy. Quick taxing my gig so hardcore, Cruster. Robin Barker. Hey, guys. Company's still here through the holidays, but I still had to stop by and show my support. Company leaves on Saturday, so if there's a stream on Saturday night, I'm there. Tiny cock and all. Well, you do drive a hard bargain. It's a little hard bargain. And I would just love to get in there and flick your bean.
Thank you, Robin. You still, Batman still doesn't need you. I don't know why you keep on talking.
Yeah, dude, damn. Company say, the holidays are over, fucker. Right?
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, those motherfuckers are staying a long time.
I don't know.
That's crazy, dude. But yeah, I'm sorry. I think we're all tired, you know? I think we're all pretty fucking tired and ready for a little break after the holidays. They were fun.
For sure.
They were fun. I was looking around, Merlin, because I heard something. I want to make sure I didn't say something really nasty where someone that I don't want to hear it can hear it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Nope, I don't.
Suck me, Steve.
That's a good one. There's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead and
wish-
announce it loudly.
I wish you'd just suck me. Pablo says, I'm moving from DC to Lexington, KY this summer. What's the best advice you can give me? I'm scared as fuck. Don't be scared. I hear Washington has got a lot of crack whores.
Yeah, I guess you can walk around a little safer knowing there's not as much crack whores around here. There's a few, but not as many. I would say stay away from Shinaway, which is a karaoke bar that we used to frequent quite often because that has become Gangsta's Paradise, apparently. That's fucking you can hear what's his name, Coolio, somewhere in the distance when you walk in that bar. So don't do it. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a huge. It's a small town, especially from DC. So you're probably going to be a little bit underwhelmed. There's not a lot. DC, I'm sure, has got a shit ton to do at night and whatever. So you're going to be a little bit underwhelmed. But it's. I guess you could say it's quieter.
Yeah, dude. Lexington's a beautiful city, man. I really like it. Downtown. Is nice. I mean, it's getting the. There's a lot more hobos than there used to be. I'm just gonna say
there are quite a few. They're all coming from DC.
Yeah, but if you've been in DC, it's nothing. It's nothing in comparison to that. But no, dude, I love Lexington. I think it's an amazing city. Again, probably less, like Jay said, than you're used to, but it's beautiful in comparison to a lot of places. We got a lot of grass. We got a lot of trees. We got some horses, and you're gonna like it. You're gonna like it, Pablo. Don't worry. Don't you fucking worry. Okay. Shamrocks. Shamrocks is the place to go have a beer and get some good food on Richmond Road. Check that out.
That's a good one.
We like
That's
it.
a good one.
Papa Hades. They used to have a peanut butter and bacon burger. My God, buddy, it'd fucking get up in you.
Get you.
Papa Hades says, "Does the Wolfman look like the hillbilly from Harold and Kumar?"
He does. Holy shit, he really does.
God, dude.
He looks
Oh
dead
my
on.
God.
You fuck the wife, huh?
Yeah,
I
hears everything you saying about me.
He does. He looks dead on him. Oh my God, that's 100%
Jesus,
accurate.
what the devil? Huh?
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit, dude.
That's it.
I want to watch that, man. It's been a while
That's a
since
good
I've seen Carol.
Yeah.
Rod Barra, haha. Company is my mom here for Christmas and my birthday, which is tomorrow. Oh, fucking happy birthday, pal. Why didn't you say so? Now I'm
Man,
gonna flick your bean twice.
That's another movie you can't get away with today. Harold and Kumar, no fucking way. No way would they let that slide.
Who's in here? Someone
What?
in here? Oh, it was a fucking dog, dude. I was scared.
Oh,
I'm in here
you look
talking
like
about
you were like
flicking
it
beans
looked like you were like one of those like replay referees. Like he's checking the footage right now. We'll see. We're gonna make a ruling on it soon.
No, I was in here talking about little wieners and stuff.
I know.
thought I heard a kid's
that's
voice.
what I thought you were doing, and I thought you were like, "Oh shit, I might have said it too loud."
No, it's my fat fucking dog over here, like snorting in her sleep.
What'd you say? Yeah, something about wieners. You don't care about no wieners.
Happy birthday, Robin. And enjoy
you,
your
Robin.
mother.
Huh.
I know I would. Nighttime says, why you upload Predator movie and talk over?
Oh shit, dude. Yeah, that's fucking true. I forgot about that. Yeah. So one of our more popular commentaries that we ever did was we did a Predator commentary, and for some reason, people that clicked on it thought we uploaded the whole fucking movie, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I get to watch the Predator for free." I'm like, "Who are these dumb shits talking?" I was like, "Yeah."
Dude, it's so weird because that never usually happens. Like people understand what a commentary is, but for some reason that video blew up. It got like 250,000 views on it, and it had so many dislikes.
I know, dude. I was like, I felt like we were like Disney Snow White with all the dislikes we were getting. I was like, holy shit, dude, that's crazy. But
I'm trying to think about.
It's like you guys didn't like read the fucking description. I was like a bunch of assholes that read it. They're like, yeah, free movie, Predator, like they'd never seen it before. It came out in 1987.
Yeah, dude. Like, how many? I'm trying to think of like all the different times that we really pissed people off. Like,
Multiple.
there was that one. There was the time that we reacted to Chris Jericho's band Fozzy, and
which we praised it. I don't know, but we didn't praise it the right way. You didn't fondle my balls correctly.
Yeah, people wanted us to treat it like Creed's greatest hits album. Like, you respect this, all right? People got really mad at us for that. There was American Horror Story recap where we got a black actress confused with another black actress, which is definitely a sin. No one cared when we confused Luke Evans with Orlando.
We did the entire fucking movie, so calling him Orlando Bloom.
But there was a whole lot of these racist fucking whites over here.
Yeah.
that we don't all look the same.
Kentucky, I knew it.
Yeah, that pissed people off. The time Jay said black manta instead of mantis.
Oh yeah, dude, they went fucking nuts on that. Like, God damn, you don't even know the fucking characters. Like, suck my ass, you virgin bitch. Of course, I don't know every fucking detail of it. Holy shit. Yeah, I got one fucking name wrong. It's like that one guy explaining in Airheads. He's like, she found one skid mark in my underwear. You would have thought I started World War III. Something about his ex-wife. Like, yeah, I got the fucking name wrong. I called him Black Manta. It was Black Manta. And it was like, Mantis, dumbass. I was like, oh my God. Go back to fucking Reddit, you piece of shit. Your moderators are waiting. And by the way, it was for an Aquaman trailer. It's like, God damn, you got that excited? I'm sure that's the first time you've been wet ever. Weirdo.
People get so weird about that shit too. And it's always the people who call you out and like actually you who don't look at the comments themselves. They're like, do some more research before you say stuff. No. But then they don't research the fact that there are 3,000 comments that you've already responded to right beneath theirs about the exact same fucking. That drives me crazy. I'm like, read front to back, left to right. I pinned it in the fucking comment. I corrected myself. Whore. Yeah,
it's always funny. It's like, do research before you do the video. I'm like, all right, yeah, you're right. You need to go to university, get a cap and gown, come back with a fucking PhD, so you can react to a trailer appropriately. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know where the fucking clitoris is, but it doesn't stop me from having sex.
I try. Maybe that's the wrong hole, but I'll get it right eventually.
We all know it's not real. It's a it's a mythical. It's mythical.
Yeah, it's a mythical creature.
We should start a Nickelodeon show called Temple of the Hidden Clitoris.
Yeah, or just do that thing on YouTube where they were like, "Hey, what's inside my butt? Is it a penis or a banana? We don't know." But yeah, that's a real thing, But they come after us fucking 2 minutes in the video if we say shit or whatever.
It's true. I don't even want to talk about the Jada Pinkett Smith incident of 2021, Gary. All right, that was a painful night. Really upset. I upset Twitter with that one at least. And someone posted that in Reddit, and there's a bunch of people defending me that I didn't even know about. There's like 200 people like, "Fuck this is
dumb."
Yeah, I was like, thanks, dudes.
Well, it's anybody, any kind of engagement they can. They'll take one thing you say, bend it out of context, and make it some big deal so they can get engagement on their fucking Twitter tweet. It's so stupid.
Yeah, 100%. D-Land, I would also love to see that. That sounds like a Patreon video we have to make happen. Just
no way.
Just take make Jay watch the entirety of Ghostbusters 2016.
Oh my God, the fucking way, dude. No fucking way.
At least you fucking watched it, dude. I never watched it.
I regretted it. I lost vision for 24 hours after I was blurry and shit. I thought I had to go to the doctor. And it just turned out I had a stroke. It was bad. Awful fucking movie.
I will never watch
it. I think we got I was gonna say maybe we pissed off people when we did our 2016 Ghostbusters reaction, but I think a lot of people were like, "Yeah, this looks like dog shit."
Yeah, it was that thing. That whole situation was like a royal fucking rumble,
Well, it was
everybody was yelling.
People were like, "Matt, it was all girls. That's why you're being." I didn't give a fuck about that. I was like, the writing was awful. Paul Feig or whatever his name is, had come out and said dumb shit. He's like, well, if you don't like it, then you're a misogynist. And it's like, bitch, it's not even out yet, so it's a dog shit movie. I mean, even some of the actors were saying, the actresses were like, yeah, the jokes were bad. They were wrote horribly.
Yeah, dude. I saw the trailers. Told me all I needed to know about that one.
Yeah,
all I needed to know about that one. That was it for me. We pissed people off before, worse ways. I know. I'm having trouble thinking of exactly the way.
American Horror Story was bad. The Aquaman trailer reaction was bad.
One of our earliest videos, The Innkeepers, Ty West, The Innkeepers. Neither of us like that, or Kill List as well. Another one. I think we watched those the same fucking night. Back when Jay was married, we were sitting around. Maybe it was just the company.
My first marriage, by the way. I'm still married.
Oh yeah, my bad. You know what I mean. You know what I mean to say.
I guess I'm still married. I don't know. I have to check tomorrow morning.
But it was we watched a movie called Kill List, and we're like, "Fuck this highfalutin turd shit. It's boring as fuck." And we watched Innkeepers and thought it was boring as shit.
I never liked
people
that,
did not like that at all.
Yeah. And then there was something they didn't. Well, I know they didn't like our apocalyptic video. Apocalypto.
That might have been the first time we were ever called racist in a long line.
Yeah, what are you talking about? It's a fucking. They lived like 100 goddamn thousand years ago. Mayans and shit. You're mad. You're gonna be you're gonna be fucking offended on their behalf. They fucking did child sacrifices, you dumbasses, and you're gonna be offended by the fact that we just did it did gibberish. Fuck you.
Yeah. Just to give you guys a taste of what made people mad is we one of us was talking where we were both talking in gibberish, but we were putting the subtitles up there because of the way that people talk to the movie. And
yeah, it was literally it was a play on a joke that Mel Gibson the entire movie was in the ancient Mayan language, and it was all subtitles. I would have done the same thing with fucking Passion of the Christ. And people would have said, well, you're not only fucking like racist against Hebrews or whatever, you're also a fucking piece of shit that doesn't believe in God.
That would have been really funny. Honestly, we should do a Passion of the Christ commentary. I bet people.
I don't want to do that. No way.
I think Jay would get pissed at me by the time.
No, dude, I'm already playing Russian roulette with my life. I am not putting a fucking that's like loading 5 bullets in. And be like, all right, I'm gonna play. Like dude, fucking Caviezel got struck by lightning 3 fucking times making that movie. Fuck that. I'm not fucking with that.
Dude, so it's so funny. I'm not gonna say any names, because people still have people in their lives and whatnot, but. We went to see that with I went to see that with Jay's brother and his wife at the time, and this is the most non-Christian person at the time. I don't know them now ever, and she was sitting there crying, because you read people crying at Passion of the Christ when they watch the movie. She's sitting there wiping tears at ours, and I'm just sitting there staring at her I saw what you did in the car on the way up here. Shut the fuck up. You are not actually. I've never even heard you step foot in church. You probably bursted in flames.
Yeah, in the back seat, you sound like a Slurpee machine, and you're fucking sitting here crying.
That shit cracked me up. That movie bored me to tears.
Yeah, I didn't. I guess it affects people differently, but I didn't. I was like, if people do that shit, if they're like. They were holding fucking revivals and shit in the goddamn auditorium after the movie. I'd be like, oh my god. and I believe in God and all that stuff, but even then I was like, fucking I would roll my eyes so hard I'd break a fucking universe. That's how I would roll my eyes that hard. I can't stand shit like that. Because a lot of it's performative bullshit. It's not they don't believe any of this stuff. They'll be back tomorrow on the fucking corner sucking dick for that $5 they need. I mean, it's all bullshit. All right. It's performative. A lot of it's all performative.
Yeah, it definitely is. Connor, thanks, buddy. He said turned 22 days ago. I'm excited, horny, and scared. That's exactly what your 20s is supposed to be like. You're doing it right. You're doing it right, especially the horny part. I visited Denver and saw geese smoking weed. Jay, that sound last night was me sneaking a sniff of your booty hole.
Shit. I knew it was weird. I felt a wet nose.
Dude, Denver just smells like weed. The entirety of Denver just smells like a big old fucking tube.
I don't know how people smoke that shit, because I mean, from what I understand, I had an older brother uncle, whatever, lived there, and he was talking about he didn't see a lot of smokers because the elevation's so high. Like, be gasping for fucking air.
Yeah, they also got the gummies and shit like that. That's what happened to Nick Swartzen, right? He took a bunch of gummies and fucking went crazy on stage. Because
he did. That was embarrassing. Or drunk, either one. I mean, so we've both been there before. I feel for you.
Never on stage. Well, that's not true.
It was not on stage, which is even doing lives. Yeah, we've been there.
I've definitely been on a stage drunk and high. Den of Thieves or The Town looks good as fuck, dude. I need to watch Den of Thieves because that's coming out in January. I watched the first 15 minutes of it one night, and I liked it. It is one of those movies that it feels like it's going to try too hard, like Sabotage or a lot of David Ayer's work, Sometimes it works, sometimes it's too try hard. Like, we're fucking men, we're tough, we say shit like cock, fucking, we snort coke, and we're bad detectives. I get it. But I want to watch it just because I want to see if I want to see the second one. And The Town, though, is the answer. Town
100%. Well, yeah, The Town, I was going to say, I thought I'd seen Den of Thieves, and maybe I got it confused with something else. But yeah, The Town is so good, dude. It's amazing. It's actually, most people don't talk about how good that movie is, or they don't mention it very much anymore.
That's true. Yeah, it's like Socks got rocked last night, dude. Ben Affleck's fucking one of his best movies for sure. Jeremy Renner's fucking awesome in that movie. Yep. Such a good heist movie, such a good gangster movie. Watch The Town if you've never seen it. If nothing else, just to see how good Ben Affleck's abs look.
Really good.
That makes me want to get sober. I was like, damn, is that what it looks like?
Crunching. Yeah, but they get paid millions of dollars, and you would just do it for your health. Fuck that.
That's true. I would not look that way because I would replace drinking with donuts.
It's like, oh, well, yeah, but those actors, like I was watching this thing on Chris Pratt, and he was talking about how much he worked out for Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's like, he did it for that one. He's like, you do all this training for that one fucking scene. That's it, where he had his shirt off, and he's like, and all that training is just that 6 months where you're grueling on a really grueling diet and you're working out. And then he's like, as soon as that was over, I'm going to fucking get a smorgasbord. I'm going to eat fucking sausages. I'm going to eat them sausages. I'm going to take down some links.
Why does my brain always go back to that same quote too? It's Chris Pratt talking about fucking sausages every single cocksucking time.
Because he says something like they bring out a big platter of sausages, and it was so good. I ate a whole platter of sausages. It was something.
Yeah, dude, I remember that quote directly.
Yeah, I think he was talking to Conan O'Brien or something like that. But yeah. And it was actually interesting too, because he actually gives you like an inside look of what it would be like as just an average, regular fat dude or out of shape guy. Because he was like, when he got the call, he's like, "Yeah, we really like you, but you're fat. You're gonna have to lose some weight." And he was like, "Honey, stop making cookies." And then he's like, they don't give you a trainer. You have to go out and find a trainer. Because I would have thought the same thing, that these studios with all these millions of dollars in budget, they would give you like a badass trainer that would.
And they're gonna live here, right?
Yeah, that they would like. And it's like, it's free. No, he's like, you got to go pay that shit and find a personal trainer. I'd be, oh fuck, I'm just.
I still didn't know that.
Yeah, he's like, he has to go out. You have to go out on your own and find a personal trainer.
Oh, that's horse shit. Probably don't even get paid till after the movie's over.
I'd be like, well, I guess I'll just go to the local Y and look for a grizzled old man and be like, listen, I need some help getting in shape. And they'll be like, all right, I'm gonna find a fucking Nick Nolte or not a Gary Busey. No, I'm sorry. I swear to God, Nick Nolte and Gary Busey are the most. They always get confused in my head. Nick Nolte from the Warrior to be my trainer.
Come on, Tommy, you sounded like a goddamn maraca when you walked in here.
No, it was 3 shakes. Chicka, chicka, chicka. Give it up.
It's better than the devil you do.
What's that?
What is it? He screams in the hotel room. I always hear it's like, "Fuck the goddamn shit."
I can't. Save the ship. I don't know. He's like, we're all lost, Tommy. We're all lost.
For God's sakes, not the goddamn ship. Starts crying. It's so sad. I don't know why.
It was such a great that movie. That performance alone deserved an Academy Award. 100%.
Yeah, you godless bastards. Yeah, I agree with Big Joe's. There's like, let's talk about buttered sausages. Who they are, where they come from, why they're here. JT Owsley, thanks, buddy. Says things have been fire with my 60-year-old boss lately. She likes touching my forearm gently while telling me what to do. And now I like humiliation clips, but my days stay ending having wet dreams about my mom. Yeah, you had me. It was a hot story. It was a hot story until you brought your mother into it for me.
You know, JT always coming in here with some of the most poetic shit I've ever heard this side of Pornhub. Congratulations, JT. You're a pervert, but you're proud of it. You wear it on your sleeve. You can't always be like that. You can't always be proud of things like that. But holy shit, JT. Doing it.
Me and Jay had a pretty smoking older boss when we were in high school. She was like 55. Her name was Yvonne Skaggs. I said the whole name. Probably
you did.
Done that.
Congratulations. But she might be dead from STDs or
something. She was so mean. Dude, she was so mean, but like she had that like talk about the humiliation thing.
Yeah,
she
mommy,
had,
like dominatrix mommy thing.
Yeah, she was man. And she always smelled like perfume because she probably just used the display counter sprays.
Yeah,
but
she did.
I'll never forget how I quit that job. That was so funny. I was sitting at McDonald's with Kyle, and I was like, man, I don't feel like going back. He's like, just call your boss and tell her you quit. I was like, all right. I just picked up my phone from across the street. I was like, hey, I quit. Bye.
Yeah. I quit before you. I think I quit like 2 months before you.
Yeah.
Or a month before you. Yeah.
We had a good time there.
Yeah, we would just call each other on the phones. Like we were in different departments. Mike got the fucking panty section. It was a department
store. It was a clothing store, by the way.
But he got the panty section. Talking to all the hot girls that came up there, and they're like, "Where are you gonna stick me?" I was like, "Oh, we stuck you in the fucking shoes." So I'm like, "Goddamn, fucking Married with Children, Al back there, Al Bundy."
That actually got that job actually got me laid once.
Yeah, I didn't.
That one girl from out of town came in there with those panties, and I checked them out, and I didn't make a crack. She literally left the store, called the phone, and says, "Hey, is that guy that just checked me out?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You want to take me out tonight? I'm in town for the night." And I was like, Yeah. And then I got
Boy,
laid.
do I ever. I saw those panties I sold you. Let's see how they work. But yeah, like, dude, I swear to God, it was just like Married with Children, because I got those women back there be like, obviously hefty women, and that fucking shoe's not going to fit. And I knew it too. I could tell. And she's like, I wear a size 7. I was like, in your fucking bra. Like, there's no way that you wear a size fucking 7. You got gargantuan ass, untrimmed toenail feet with toe jam in the between. I know you don't. I could smell them before you even took your shoe off. And then I go out there and get her. This one time I got her a size that I knew it would fit, because she told me a size, and I was like, there's no fucking way that bitch is wearing that. So I went back there and I got her like an 11 or something. She's like, excuse me. I asked for, I think it was like a 9.5 or whatever. Oh, we're all out. I was like, why don't you just try it? Put your fucking foot in there and see if it fits, because I bet it will.
Did you imagine saying, put your
But I didn't.
fucking
I
foot
was
there,
like,
let's
oh,
see if
I'm
we
sorry.
can
I'll
make
go
it
back
work.
and look. And I literally went back there and I just like walked around in a circle for like 5 minutes. I was like, oh, I checked everywhere. I'm just sorry. It's a holiday season, really popular shoe, just not available in your fat size. But anyway, and then I remember this one time, this older, like, it was so weird, dude. I remember
Lady, you're eating a hot dog right now while you're trying on shoes. Can we just pump the brakes?
I could, God, I could actually hear you getting fatter. But no, I remember this one time. There's a weird couple came up and like they brought all their clothes to the register to have be checked out. And I was like, fuck, because usually they're supposed to take it up front, but they didn't want to because there was a big line. It was Christmas, and I'm like, God damn it! So I started like folding all the shit, and I was folding every fucking thing. And then that girl was like, "It's so satisfying to see a man fold clothes." I was like, "You fucking bitch!" I was like, "I hope you get fucked in the ass by your drunk husband over here. I hope he just misses and just screws you in the butthole."
Dude, Brian, that's the comment of the night, dude. You remember 7? He's like, a fat one came into the store today.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to sound psycho here. I was like, there's an idea of a J, but I'm just letting it all out.
Yeah, Chase said that I'm Clark Griswold from Christmas Vacation, and you're Al Bundy from Married with Children because of our jobs.
Dude, that's what I swear to God. And it's not. I always thought that show was like, obviously it was one of the most funniest shows on TV, but I always thought it was exaggerated. Like there's no fucking way that actually happens, but it actually does happen, and people do get pissed. And I was always polite. I wasn't Al, like screaming insults at him, but I fucking thought it, dude.
Woo! I'd worked the shoe department a couple times, so I know what you mean. That was the worst place to be honest with you. The shoe department fucking sucked. Dave Dangle III says Jay didn't get to rank these pandemic releases. Prayers up. Army of the Dead, The Little Things, Never Hike in the Snow, Halloween Kills, Suicide Squad, The Way Back, Candyman, Scream, Texas Chainsaw 2022, Spider-Man, No Way Home, Wrong Cut, and Snyder Cut. Give it, Jay. Give it to us.
Jesus Christ, David. I feel like you just gave me a whole syllabus full of shit that's due tomorrow. Like first day of college, they're already like pop quizzing my ass already. It's like, God damn, can I have a minute to settle in?
I think you watched all those, ironically, though.
I did watch all of them, but I mean, it takes me time to catalog and organize shit in my head. Okay, I can't just do that shit on the fly. God, it feels like performance in bed. It's like, just give me a second, let me warm up. Out of all of them, well, holy shit, hold on. Snyder Cut's number 1, in my opinion. Okay, I don't care. It is number 1. Spider-Man: No Way Home, number 2. See how long I literally feel like Simple Jack. I see moving pictures in my head. They make my eyes water. Okay, and then I don't even know why I'm doing this. I fucking feel stupid, dude. You know what? I'll get back to you on that day.
I've decided to. I've just made a settlement to dick with them.
I will get back to you on that, David. I promise the next stream I'll be ready for your quiz. I'm sorry, dude. I can't. I gotta take a second to think about that.
At least you got to watch them dry. It was better than nothing. Better than nothing. Michael Barton, I'm worried the substance will fuck Jay's stomach up like it did for me. I think that's probably going to be our next first time.
Is it that bad? Because I mean, I don't know.
It's pretty nasty, bro. It's pretty fucking nasty. Like,
did Demi Moore get naked in it? Does she get naked?
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of titties. There's a lot of ass.
Well, that balances things.
That's
out.
Someone's mother.
I don't care.
You sick
I don't know.
fuck.
It's not my child, and it's not my mother. It's fine.
No, there's a lot of boner city, but also you'll want to put your boner away every couple minutes or so. It'll just, something will happen, and you'll be like, I don't like this boner anymore. It's mine. It's attached to me. It's staring at me. I want it to be gone. Be flaccid, please.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
Probably sometime this week. Sometimes we
The
do
show.
that.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Yeah, let's watch a disgusting movie together.
That's what we do. And then we fuck. I mean, what?
Mhm.
Chicks.
Duh.
Chicks.
I ain't no gay shit around here.
Yeah,
Just-
that's why.
Idiot.
Everybody knows I'm into chicks, right? I'm into chicks, like girls.
Idiot.
Yeah. You grab a tit, it feels like a big old bag of sand.
I'm starting
know
to
what I
feel like how I felt when I was at the department store. Is like you're trying to make small talk with that customer, but you really don't have anything else to say. You're like,
I was getting ready to say.
I was like,
it's
yo,
not
it's
about-
like you sit around and they're like, hey, because it's always weird. I don't know which comedian told that joke, but they're like, sometimes you don't have to say things to get along. Like sometimes people just don't have to like hang out. You know what I mean? So it's like he was checking into
silence. Comfortable
yeah, well, it
silence.
was like Tom Segura. That's who it was. He was talking about that he was checking into a hotel because he was on tour, and the guy that was standing behind the counter was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he's like, where you from?" And he's like, "California." He's like, "Oh, that's cool, man. I kind of get it because I have family that lives in Denver." He's like, "What?" Okay. And then he's like, "Yeah, I guess I own a bookstore or I work part time." It's just stupid shit like that. Where you were trying to figure out a way to connect, but it's really not working. Like, it's like just give me my fucking room key.
Literally, when we were out of power, we packed up and we trenched to Kate's mom's house. And then we get there and she's like, "Hey, will you help me in the bedroom?" No, I'm just kidding. She's like, "Will you help me?"
It's
I was trying to make the story more interesting for you. She was like, "Help, scrape the driveway." I was like, "Sure." So I got there and she has it's a plastic shovel, but ice was thick, right? So I'm having trouble, and I'm outside just like in the middle of the afternoon, just like sweating. I'm about to have a heart attack. I'm hitting the thing, and this dude is working on his lawn across the way, and he's like, "Hey," I was like, "Hey," he's like, "It's pretty hard work, isn't it?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah," and he's like, "Do you want to use this one?" He held up like a big, nice metal one. He's like,
"Oh yeah,
you want to use this one?" I was like, "You bet your tits I do." And I walked over there to him. I like trenched through the snow over to him. And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want to do it like this?" He's like, "I'm from Wisconsin." And I've never felt so fucking stupid because I'm out of breath. I'm covered in sweat. And this guy is like, "Here, you stupid fuck. Do you want a real man's tool?" And I'm like, "Yes, sir, please." And he's like,
Thanks,
"Just put it on my
Daddy.
porch. Put it on my porch when you're done with it." Yeah, I already felt emasculated.
yeah.
But I was
it
appreciative
happens.
of this short, bald man. And he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm from Wisconsin, so I'm used to it." And I go, "Oh yeah." I was like, "I'm a Packers fan." And he goes, "Okay." I was like, "Oh
Yeah, not everybody eats cheese either.
no." And then he goes, but then out of nowhere he goes, he's like, "Yeah, we lost Sunday. Fucking sucks." And I was like, "Yeah, right." He's like, "Anyway, put it on my porch tonight." I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get out." But like that awkward small talk is just the fucking worst, dude.
I kind of had that today. I was helping April get because it was a pretty good amount of snowfall, and where our cars are in the parking lot, it was like buried in snow. So we were getting all that cleared out, and this dude pulled in, and he lives. I'm not gonna say too loudly because he lives near us, but he was like, cleaning your car out or cleaning the snow or something. He's like, "Yeah, I was," and I was like, "Yep." And he just stood there like I was like, "Yeah, anyway, so you got to work okay, huh?" And then it was like it turned into this awkward 5-minute conversation. I was like, I didn't want to have it at all, but it's the worst. I hate because what I really want to do, what I honestly want to do is like just shut the fuck up and walk away. That's what I want to say to you. I'd be like, I just want to be like, I'm going to shut you down right now. My friend list is booked up. Booked up. Don't have any more room
the
for
cable
friends.
guy thing. Like, I don't have time in my life for a new friend right now.
Yeah, sorry. I like literally I can't add more friends. It's like packed full.
I'm just so popular. I can't help
No, it's not. I'm just saying, like, I just don't want to get to know you.
I don't want to know.
It's like telling that one, like telling like a person that you're really not interested in like them like at all romantically, but you don't want to be mean about it, but you really just want to be like, I don't find you sexually attractive, and I can't get a boner with you. I'm sorry. I'm moving on.
She had that happen a few times.
Well, yeah, I did have that happen, and
you were dating.
some would,
when you were dating, there was a couple girls.
No,
everyone just kept trying to be like, no, she's.
Well,
perfect.
I think I made a tactical error because when I finally realized that that's what I was going to do, it was at a concert where we were with them.
Yeah,
and I was like, I probably shouldn't have, because I was having a conversation with Mike. He's like, "Dude, just do it. Just fucking say it. Just go over and just go to her and be like, I like you as a friend, but that's it. It's over." I was like, "I'm not going to do it here." And then I just waited to the next day.
Yeah,
And it turned out exactly as you imagined it would.
Well, yeah, you kept giving. Everyone's like, "Oh, she's so perfect. She's so perfect. She's so perfect." And
I was gaslit. I was fucking gaslit.
Everybody finally walked away, and I went, "You think she's fucking ugly, don't you?" He was like, "Yes, dude. Thank you. I think she's fucking ugly." I was like,
I don't know what to do here. I'm drowning without a fucking battle.
That shit was fucking hilarious. I was like, I didn't want to say anything, but I get it. Hey, Barb, talk about someone who is
Barb,
not
thank
ugly
you so much.
on the out or the inside. Barbara just gifted 5.
1, 2,
5.
3, 4,
We watched
5.
the
Yay!
memberships to
Thank
you,
you, Barb.
sluts. None of you deserve it. None of you. I'm just kidding. We love you all, and you're wonderful in bed. Thanks, Barb. I'm not saying Barb's wonderful. I mean, you guys are all wonderful. As a collective, our minds are fucking all of us right now. Okay, get me out of this.
He's saying thank you.
I love you. No, thank you.
Thank you.
That's correct. Michael says, "Nah, you guys were straight until you met me." It sounds like a rap song.
It does.
That
It
I
sounds
heard
like a title of a rap album that didn't really make it in the 90s.
What's your man got to do with me? Tim McChicken says, "Will Stone Cold return to Wham soon?" Dude, let me tell you something. I was making fun of him in the Patreon thing. Still haven't heard back from him. So I'm just going to make fun of him right here, right now. Not Stone Cold is apparently one of them dudes. He's always down to party. Always down to hang and party. Great dude. But the second he gets a girlfriend, vamonos. You see him. You don't see him until the relationship's over. That's what I'm thinking about not Stone Cold, all right? He's like, I got a date. Great. Then you find out he's got a girlfriend. Then he just disappears into the night.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Forgetting the fact that me and Mike are starting to sound like that guy from the Sasquatch gang. It's like, yeah, if you want to like hang out with your girlfriend and not watch The Crow with me, that's cool.
I don't know where the fuck he's at, man. And by the way, this is a total fucking joke. I'm just kidding. I'm happy for him. No, I'm sure he'll definitely be back on the show at some point at Stone Cold. I was hoping to get him on here to give his thoughts on the wrestling.
Yeah.
But good for him. Happy for him. I don't even know if that's what's going on. I'm just kidding. That's just funny though.
Mm-hmm. But I think what's happened here is that
Nighttime wants to date you, by the way.
Huh?
I set that up.
Nighttime?
Yeah. April's not watching. We can get you guys together right now.
Nighttime. You wear a fucking mask in your profile pic. I don't trust you. Chick with a bail, dude better bail. You know what I'm saying? Surf Ninjas. I seen it. I seen that.
Great googly movie.
And now you
I
just
wonder what's under
interrupted
that
me
mask.
explaining the vote. I was going to say something and I now forgot what it was.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. You know what?
I think we're done.
I think we're done here. I
don't know how, it's like you're like trying to leave and you're like, but it was really fun.
Yeah, I'll see you. We'll see you at the thing, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll see you at the thing. I'll see you at the thing. We got through the movie news so fast.
We did.
Like fucking bad baby. That's what happens. That's what happens.
We should have dragged it out more with more nonsense talk, and maybe that would have lasted.
I'm an Irish goodbye kind of guy. Yeah, dude, Barb, that's so funny that you say that. Literally, I went and hung out with our buddies in Detroit or whatever in Michigan, and they got so offended that I woke up at like 5 a.m. the morning after the Blink concert and peaced out. He was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "You're supposed to have a long, awkward, drawn out, like hour and a half goodbye where we talk to each other." And I was like, "See, that's why I left though, because I don't do those. I just peace out in the middle of the night like we fucked, and I don't like you. If that's not true, I love you."
Yeah,
but I'm an Irish goodbye kind of guy. I don't like awkward goodbyes.
Yeah, I'm like that guy from Dumb and Dumber or Lloyd. Big gulps, eh? Well, see you later. It was a good time. I had a good time.
It's way better to me. But we won't do that to you guys right now. We are done here. This has been fun. Thanks for hanging out. I had a great crowd in here tonight.
It was awesome. Sweet. You guys were great.
Chats and everything. I'm gonna fucking let you guys know really soon when we're gonna be live again. And that's that. And stay tuned. We're watching The Substance next together. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to stick a finger or two in Jay.
It's going to be all right. It's going to be just fine.
In his mouth. Love you guys. Good night.
Bye, guys.
Ha-ha. Ha-ha. Ha-ha.